Oh my gosh. Hi, guys. Let's see who's here. We got Dogg 211. What up, son? Sean Thompson is here. RT is here. Shubu, Chris Koss, Mike Inks, Brett Palmer, Azrakul, of course. Sup, guys? Deech is here, too. On Rumble. Yeah, we are live on Rumble, live on YouTube, and live on Kick. Let's hope everything goes well today, because we had some streaming problems on the last gaming stream. Today's going to be a regular SvenStreams, and we got Ashley Butterfield waiting, chomping at the bit to go live. And yeah, Ashley had some very important stuff to do. He's working through, and I'm not kidding. He just told me this. Because I was like, hey, let's go early today because I couldn't sleep. I haven't slept. And he's like, yeah, mate, I have to finish off this movie real quick. I'm like, what movie is so important that you can't just go live right now? He goes, I've been catching up on the last 20 years of Marvel films. He called it a film. Ash, can you hear me talk right now or no? You called it a film, am I right?
Yeah, it is a film. Why is it not a film?
What? Okay, you call it a film. Which one is it? Which is the film that you're watching right now? The film.
The one I just finished is Deadpool 2.
Yeah, one of the greatest, more great artistic cinematic achievements of the past decade. You're right.
Yeah,
deserving of the moniker film.
I thought if I'm gonna write a comic book, I ought to know everything about what's been done before.
I see. That's the tactic there. Yeah. We should talk about your comic book project once we go live.
Oh yeah, it's not much
I guess
to say,
I'll just sit here like a complete fool while you wait for the Deadpool 2 end credits to start rolling, or what are we doing here?
No, I'm done. I'll finish it off when this is finished.
You finish it off when this is... I mean, look, I'm ready to go live when you are.
Yeah, me too. I'll do it right now.
You wanted to go live right now? All right, awesome. We're going live right now. Who gives a frickin' heck? Wait, where's my show notes?
Who gives a hoot?
Gives a hootin', tootin', hollering, tootin'. Here, this. All right, let's see. Skibbity toilet. Yep. Skibbity toilet. Okay. Skibbity toilet. Oh, all right. Okay, look, we're live. Hi, everybody. We're live. SvenStreams with Ashley Butterfield. Ashley, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
Fucking
how are you?
Huh?
How are you?
Nah. So. Nah. I see my camera moved a little bit to the side. I must have bumped into it. That sucks. But yeah, no, I haven't slept at all. For me, it's 5 a.m. Also, I should say, it's there's a holiday right now going on in Bali, where I'm at, called Nyepi. You know what that is?
No.
So Nyepi is it has something to do with like the ghosts roaming the street in the dead of night. So they turn off the power grid. Now, I was fully prepared. I've been doomsday prepping with a fucking
is
generator.
It like Halloween? Like it's all just meant to be a bit spooky and a bit creepy.
I have some videos that I shot on my Instagram. We'll go over it in a little bit. I'll show you some of the videos. But yeah, so every region in Bali, they create like these big effigies. They called ogo. It's like these big demon statues. And then at night, they burn them all and stuff like that. But then for 24 hours, there's no electricity. You're not allowed to leave the lights on because they believe if you have your lights on, the demons will come. Yeah, so I'm going against the grid because it's still 1 more hour of lights off. So we're 1 hour early. So we might get some knocks on the door. I don't know how strict they are with this type. So I hear you can get fined.
Demons. We might get demons.
Look, I'll tell you this. It was freaking fucking hecking creepy because I opened the door like when this power outage stuff happened, and it's completely pitch black. You see nothing. Like literally nothing. I couldn't go outside because I would bump into everything. Pitch black.
Yeah, you never actually really see pitch black in a normal society, do you? There's always a light.
But here,
something.
it's so pitch. I got some video footage of it to show you later. Or maybe we can just do that right now. Let's see.
Is it just a pure black image?
Oh no! I mean of the festival and stuff like that. I took some other footage too. Well, let's see, because my new concept. Remember, I had. Well, anyways, welcome everybody. Can they hear us properly? Are we mixed? Okay, Ashley is okay. I'm okay. Please press 1 in the chat if we're good here with the audio.
I think we got T-Zone says that I'm Marvel Maxon.
Yeah. So maybe let's show this first, because Mike Inc. made a fan art of you working on your comic book project, which was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, and it's so unbelievably accurate. I literally do sit on a floor and I have got cans around.
Cans and empty bottles, all the empties.
Honestly, it's so unbelievably accurate.
So yeah, so for those of you who didn't hear this, during the pre-show we briefly touched upon the fact that you were busy catching up on 20 years of Marvel cinema.
Yeah, because I need to know like the conventions of superhero stories, and I've never really been into them, so I need to know what not to do and stuff like that.
Yeah, so are you, so first of all, Ashley's writing his own comic book story. I believe it had something with like a colon that he throws out, or is that concept off the table? You're still subject.
I just changed it a bit. I've changed it into his balls elongate and he can swing it like a mace.
All right, that's pretty fucking sick. That's awesome. I love that concept. Do you have like a name yet, or maybe you shouldn't reveal that because everybody's gonna snatch up the usernames and stuff if you reveal your superhero's name.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna, and it's rubbish name at the minute anyway. Everything's subject to change at the minute. I'm sort of thinking about changing the main character. Can I tell you what I've been thinking? What I think would be No, I'm not gonna tell you.
No,
I'll keep it secret for now. I'll tell you. I've been thinking about making.
We're live streaming, so it's not gonna be much of a secret, but.
Oh yeah, I would rather keep it because it's going to be like on the first page. Maybe I should keep this part secret.
Okay, done. But so you've basically been researching all the superhero movie tropes and story arcs and stuff like that, and you've been going through the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, but there's so many I have to skip because they're so boring. Like I obviously can't do Black Panther. Every Thor movie bores me because it's on another planet. Mm-hmm. I like Guardians of the Galaxy, even though that's in the sky. But that's just funny. For that very reason, I skipped the entire Marvel universe as well. I haven't seen any of it. I can tell you which ones I saw. I saw the new Spider-Man. I saw those. I liked those actually. Yeah, I saw the first Iron Man, the first one with Robert Downey Jr. Then I haven't seen any of them all the way through. I've not seen Guardians of the Galaxy, nothing. And then I watched like those last two, like Endgame and the other one, Apocalypse or something like that. I watched those two. In them Avengers movies, he's good in them. I just don't want to see him on his own planet. You mean you don't want to see Thor on his own planet? Honestly, I couldn't. The second I see like a planet with like a red, like, I don't know, instead of grass, I'm just not interested. It's like red grass? Like the flora and fauna? So you draw the line at the flora and fauna not having a realistic Earth-like color scheme, but aliens flying in and out of portals and stuff, that's like, you can suspend your level of disbelief to that. Yeah, because I also like Doctor Strange. I knew nothing about him before I seen this movie, but I actually quite like that guy. He goes through portals and stuff. He goes through portals. He's known for his portal stuff. But yeah, anyway, so you're how many have you watched the past couple of weeks? Because you haven't been on in a while, I guess. Yeah, so many. I just have it on in background while I'm playing games. Oh my Christ! And what games are you playing? Can I guess? Yeah, go ahead. FIFA. No. Formula One game. Snooker game. Wait, it's on your PlayStation? No, on my computer. Oh. There's no play on PlayStation. Then it's like 3D. You walk around the table and you could go to the pub to do that. You know what I'm saying? You could actually do that. Yeah.
That's like simulating darts or something. You might as well actually put a dartboard on your wall and do it. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
obviously better at playing snooker on a computer than I am in real life. It's like, I've been no good in shooting people, but I'm quite good at Call of Duty.
Nice. Yeah, but that's the thing. You know, you have to simulate stuff like that because people frown upon you walking into a mall with a automatic machine gun and mowing down actual people. You know what I'm saying? But snooker, you could actually do that. You know what I'm saying? People don't frown upon that. There's a snooker table readily available in the pub down the street. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I am stoked. When is the first draft coming out of your comic book?
I thought it'd be done by now, but obviously it takes a bit longer to make.
Turns out it's a lot of work. Yeah, there's been a lot of discussion the past few weeks about AI and stuff like that. We'll get into a little bit of that too today. Is the audio correct? You have the chat up, right? Can you see if people were said the audio was okay?
Yeah, everything seems fine. No one's complained, so.
All right, good. So let me show you some of my Instagram stuff because oh wait, is this still available? Please. Oh man. It's no longer available? Oh, this. Okay, let me show you some of this stuff. Hopefully this works. Oh yeah, look. Sven Speeds. Remember my new concept, Sven Speeds. Well, I'll just show everybody. You got to go subscribe to my Instagram if you haven't yet. I post little videos of my adventures in Bali. Look, this was fun. Have you seen this one? This is a man simulating a gay sex act in public. Look at him. You see that, Ashley? Can you believe that? This guy's just sucking basically a full cock out there in public. I just had to catch him. This is indecent exposure.
Yeah, I hope we got locked up for this.
Yeah, I hope so, because this is just not okay, dude. All right.
Are there any kids around?
Oh, we have this. Look, this was a church. We found a church, a Catholic. What's that? I think it was like a Protestant church. But here, this is what a church looks like in Bali. Pretty chill vibes.
Yeah.
Look at this. What do you think? Pretty chill, huh? It's less like spooky and gothic and scary, I feel.
Yeah, because it's like nice weather, you can have like a nice open plan.
Yeah,
but like
it gives you a completely different vibe. I remember, when I had to go to church, we had like a limestone church. It was fucking freezing cold. It's literally like a medieval building. It hurts your ass. But this is like island vibe. Rookie bom bom congo go. Like Jesus has little sunglasses. He has like a little tiki cup. You know, like he's chilling.
Yeah, it completely changes it, doesn't it? Yeah, because the churches always seem like spooky and horrible to me.
Yes.
My entire life.
Look, and people will say this. Like, I have a Christian friend. He just sent me a video about like Hollywood subversion of Christianity stuff, and there's definitely something to it. Every week, like there's a movie that comes out with like a horrible nun that eats people or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's always they're definitely doing something. There's some of that stuff going on. But look. I think even without any of the top-down social engineering to make me afraid of the church, even as a kid, a little boy, I never really liked going to church. One, because it was boring, but also there's dead people in the church's backyard. You know what I'm saying? The building itself is a spooky castle, and it's cold, and it's very big and echoey and scary, and there's like dead people on crosses hanging inside, and outside, there's actual dead people in the ground. You know?
And like the priest is super strict and gives off like no friendly vibes at all.
No.
As you read the passages.
This is what they always said. I always remember the Dutch priest always said this. Door de eeuwen, der eeuwen. That's what he would always say. I would always get like, ooh, I gotta pay attention now. I guess he's getting pissed. But yeah, there's like a giant dead guy, dripping blood, suffering, screaming in agony on a cross, dangling from the ceiling in this ancient castle, this medieval castle. It's freezing cold. It echoes, and yeah, there's dead people in the ground outside, right outside. Right outside, there's like tons of dead people with fucking in the ground. Like, I mean, that's not. But this right here, island vibes, Ricky Boom Boom. Look at this. Oh shit. This is nice.
Do they not have the cross with a Jesus died
There
on
was
it?
no there was no Jesus on the cross, but I think this was like a Protestant church. I don't think they believe in like effigies or something. I might be completely wrong about that. Shout outs, Pod Awful, Jesse Piez is here. So this is my concept. It's Sven Speeds. I've talked about this before. I want to put a GoPro helmet or a GoPro camera on my helmet. I drink during the show, and then after show, I go out and I speed on my motorcycle. Okay, by scooter, I'm sorry. They call it motorcycle here. Every sign says motorcycle. All right, that's why I adopted that vernacular. Okay, here we go. Watch this. Well, this one is not that impressive yet, but watch this, because I was driving 100, I got speeds of 120 kilometers an hour. Can somebody find out how fast it is? 120 kilometers an hour?
You must feel so fast when you're on a bike.
Yeah, watch this second video. Watch this one. Here it comes, I think. Yeah, look at this. Look how fast. It's so dangerous. The road is like wobbly.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, 120 kilometers an hour, or at 75 miles per hour. Yeah. That might not seem like it's pretty fast.
You like drive it every day, so you just feel dead comfortable on it by now.
Yeah, I've been driving scooters and mopeds and shit like that since I was fucking 12. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should do a loop like Sonic. But what I think would be cool is if I do this and then I have to chat up on my scooter, and then you guys can tell me where to go. So you guys are basically playing a video game. You're like, you got to take a right next, or go here, or go there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Isn't that a cool concept? Although, yeah, somebody says don't die, Sven. Most people, I think, what was it? I looked this up. I forget the exact numbers. I think last year alone, there was like 1,000 traffic deaths in Bali alone or something like that. And Bali is a very small place. So yeah, that's not...
Nah, man, you can't die. You have plot armor. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, right? I'm the main character.
Exactly.
Fast forward to me crushed into the back of a fucking truck or some shit like that. Yeah, because it is so dangerous, dude. It's so dangerous, but...
Of course it is.
Anyways, so that's my... Of course it is, especially when you're drunk. Let's see what else did I do. Hey, this is Ogo. Look at them. So this is the festival that was going on. So everybody builds their own like big statue, monster statue.
That's quite cool, actually. Like a really well-made model.
Yeah, the quality and everything is really well made. It's like better than like when we, the town where I'm from, like the neighborhood kids during Carnival, we make our own paper mache shit. Yeah. And it looks retarded compared to this. Like, I don't know how. Because when you go to an art museum here, I went to an art museum once, the painting styles and that it's very naive. It's very illustratory, which I don't have a problem with, but it's very naive, you know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of realism in it. But then when they have to make paper mache statues and shit like that, they're really good. And I think it's
smashing it. Yeah.
I think because you see a lot of masonry and stuff here, because everything is like ornamental and fucking there's like big statue business here. If you want to be a statue guy. So I think
really good at 3D modeling and stuff like that.
I guess maybe there's something to that.
Something like that.
But yeah, go follow me on IG, guys, to get like cool, cute little videos like this once in a while. Oof. This coffee is hitting me. Oh yeah, look, Liz says hit like, share, and everything. Do that, guys. And if you're listening to this afterwards, leave a comment. Come on, leave a nice little comment.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that is cool. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I think then they burned them all. No matter where you're from. Oh, look at this one. I went to the beach. My whole face is burnt. Look at this place. Isn't this fucking sick, Ashley?
Yes. Look over. Is that like near where you live?
This is close to where I live, yeah. Look at this.
Yeah, man.
There's like big Buddhist statues here in the cliffside. You can't really see them in this video, but... Skip a whip a dip a whip. Yeah, very cool. Sven Ventures. This would be another great name for this concept here.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else did I do? Anything crazy? This was me. I was. Oh yeah. By the way, oh my god, I have such a hangover. I was doing some animating. I'm working on the Butch Gilligan promo animation, and I drank a whole bottle of iceberg vodka. Oof.
Get you through the animation.
At a certain point, my productivity went down severely. Okay, what else do we got here? Oh yeah, some more animation.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Anyways, yeah, go check out my Instagram. It's called Sven Stoffels with an O, with a 0 instead of the O, okay? Because there's a lot of imposters on Instagram that are pretending to be me.
You look like an imposter because you have the 0.
Yeah, I know. Well, my original one got banned, and then fucking Chinese people stole all the other more sensible ones. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, go follow that one. That's the real one. Okay, so what else do we got going on here? I have some show notes. Oh yeah, look.
When is Butch Gilligan supposed to arrive in people's mail?
Well, supposedly everything's going well. I haven't been in contact with my publisher, but yes, everything is going to be fulfilled in April. That was the deadline stated on the campaign page. So yes, April, next month. By next month, everybody should have their physical copies in the mail.
Oh yeah.
Pod Awful asks, you ever think of changing your name to like Danny or something? I don't know. Am I like a Danny type of guy? I don't know about that. I haven't considered it, but maybe that's worth thinking about.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but my initials are SS, so that's way. I don't want to give that up. That's pretty cool, you know.
Yeah, and also having like a V in your name, it just lets people know you're Dutch without even hearing you.
Yeah, the V. You know what I mean? Yeah, the V is good. Good. Van. Look, whenever there's Van in somebody's name, that's Dutch, and my name is Sven. So it couldn't get more Dutchy than that, basically.
No, man. Ultra Dutch, the most Dutch name possible.
Yeah, it's pretty Dutch. I actually think it's Scandinavian, but all right. American Man, yeah, please go follow. American Man, obviously. Look, we have this Chinese guy that you know this. Speaking of the Chinese, have you this Chinese guy who translates everything?
That's great. Is he doing well in China?
Yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah. So we're basically aiding into the anti-American sentiment in China, I guess. So here's the. This was our latest one. I don't know if you've seen this, if you've been too busy with catching up on all the Marvel garbage, but. So here we got Broccoli Boy goes, "Yo, American Man! Everyone on X is turning their comic into Studio Ghibli style with AI. Another day, another trend. Back in my day, people actually drew their comics." And he goes, "We're in one, aren't we?" Because yeah, everybody was doing the Studio Ghibli AI filters.
That's a wholesome joke for American Man. That could be in a Marvel movie. That joke.
I know, because look, I needed to capitalize on it, on the trend. I needed to get the clicks, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, you know, you kind of got to switch it up once in a while, because we had this one too. There's a baby going, and an American Man goes, "Oh my God, who would throw away such a precious thing?" And then the baby goes, "Goo goo gaga, it was 200,000 at most." And he throws him back in the garbage. Because he's a Holocaust denier. And American Man hates that type of stuff. He hates Holocaust revisionism. Anyways, go follow American Man Hero. I have look. We're gonna go into some of this AI stuff later in the stream, but first we need to wet our beaks. You know what I'm saying? With some Indian stuff, some black stuff. You know what I'm saying? This wouldn't be SvenStreams without wetting our beaks a little bit with some Indian stuff.
Yeah, man, my beak's dry as fuck after all these weeks away.
Right? So look at this. I got a video. It's called Indian Mystic. Are you ready for some, honestly, like mind-blowing Indian magic sorcery, actually, basically? Look at this.
Oh, wait, let's see.
Look at this fucking sorcery. Look at this. Look, he even does his hands like
literally see the string.
Yeah, you know. Look, and then he hits it. Look, oh, whoops. Look, you can see the strings. Whoa. Whoa. What a fucking idiot.
What a coordinated team he's got working with us.
He does this to show that there's no string, and then dong, he hits. Look at this. What an egg-shaped Indian. What an asshole. They're so stupid, Ashley, that it sort of pisses me off. Their stupidity and their hubris. Speaking of egg-shaped, egg and Indians, there's another thing here. An Indian making eggs. Great segue.
Oh no, this can't be good.
Look, there he is. He looks really smart. He looks like a very smart specimen. Now here, Ashley,
lovely pan.
He sautés his pan with an energy drink. It's going to be an energy drink egg omelet. You like that? Have you ever thought of that combination?
Never heard of it, but that's why my pans aren't burnt to fuck. So don't put energy drinks in it.
Isn't that ridiculous? Look at this. Ugh, God. Oh, yeah, some Red Bull and some eggs. Look at it. Look at his dumb fucking face. Derp. Oh. God damn it. I would never eat that.
Scrambled egg and energy drink, mixing a dirty Indian pan.
Were you around? We watched that one a couple of weeks ago. The Indian guy shaving the guy's head. What did he put the hair? The shaved hair? He ate the shaved hair. Did you see that?
It sounds familiar. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That one legit made me fucking vomit. Oh my god. That legit made me sick. That was probably the most sick I felt during the show. And we've watched transgender surgeries. You know what I'm saying? The Indian guy eating human hair.
Oh yeah. Once you go into Indian videos, you see things that you never thought could even happen on it.
Oh, look, a nice leaf plate. Nice. Monster energy egg. Oh god, yeah, Indian videos really are depressing.
Yeah, it's the love and care you can see in the attitude towards food that makes it really tasty.
Yes. Cocklange says, Sven, I saw my local Chinese place skimming the sewer for gutter oil today. Gutter oil in California. Yeah, that's another thing they do. Famously, we watched that. Oh my god, it makes me so fucking sick just to think of.
Oh, I hope I've never eaten gutter oil. That's so upset me. Yeah, if that's what Chinese people are doing, ducking into the sewer behind the shops.
Yeah, guys, have you seen that? So they go into like the sewers and they scoop up all this crap and then they distill the oils out of the maxi pads, the shit, the sewage, the raw sewage, and then they cook their noodles in that oil. Okay, anyway, so this is Monster Energy Egg. That's our Indian segment for today. Now we have some black stuff. Now I saw this. Somebody mentioned this guy is a legal voter or something like that, and it really makes you think. Yeah, look, this person can vote. If this isn't a testament as to why democracy is bankrupt and a failed system, I don't know. Because look at this guy. Look at this. Does this guy look like there's anything going on behind the eyes? Ashley, do you think there's a soul in there?
let's find out.
Well, look at this motherfucker, dude. Oh.
Yo, TikTok, check me out. I got that motherfucker.
Oh.
Y'all know what this is.
I got the motherfucker. Yeah, look at this here. Yo, TikTok, check me out. I got the motherfucker. Ugh.
Yo, TikTok, check me out. I got that motherfucker. Y'all know what this is.
Oh, I don't know how people, like, the white people that are forced to live around guys like this. I feel so sorry for you.
It's honestly offensive that this guy exists. Oh my god, it's like literal retard.
Whip it real hard, Snoop. Hey, OG.
Hey, OG. Isn't it also crazy, like in their culture, older gentlemen are called OGs, which stands for original gangsta. Because, yeah, you're just going to assume that everybody's a criminal around you.
Yeah, they're almost like a piece of shit.
Yeah, everybody's a complete piece of shit. Yeah, and they're venerating the fact that he, like, drug use, as if this guy, who already has a peanut-sized brain, should be doing any more substances that are probably not going to be helping his IQ out much, you know what I'm saying? I think it's detrimental to how little a brain he already has to be sucking on gases all day long, huffing paint and shit. And by the way, it used to be you put a balloon on there a little bit because then you can, when you lose consciousness, the balloon goes like a safety measure device. I don't think you're supposed to be huffing directly from the receptacle.
No, that's where you completely fucked on it, though, innit? It'll be. It'll be doing about 5 cans of them a day. It does get addicted to that shit.
And it literally creates like holes in your brain and shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not even saying that that's what caused his retardation because he's born this way, but it can't make it any better. Just I want to see it one more time, please.
Yo, TikTok, check me out. I got that motherfucker. Y'all know what this is.
Oh. Motherfucker.
Hey, this bitch got that nigga hit, you know what I'm saying? Whip it real hard, stupid ass. Hey, OG. This bitch got a nigga fried, OG.
I wonder if you see the cars in the back, is that all black people or are those white people? Is this whole
the
society?
Ones driving away
the cars in the
white.
background, a truck. How are you expected to live amongst this?
I know, yeah, honestly. It so upset me if I had to listen to anybody speak like that in real life.
Imagine having to get gas and having to walk in here with these types of fucking complete crazy people. It's like literally like The Walking Dead.
Yeah, seriously.
You get it? Like, this guy has 0 marbles. Like, he'll stab somebody to death and he just has no fucking clue what the fuck he did or consequences, nothing. You know what I'm saying? These guys are just walking around with, like, machine guns shooting at each other. They don't even understand what the fuck they're doing.
There's no method of making them better. There's no reasoning with them. There's no punishing them because none of it lasts. It's like a goldfish. It's like you do something, if you punish them, they forget it 10 seconds later.
Yeah, that's why when they get into a fight, when somebody steps on their Nikes and then a whole group of them, a whole pack of them will start kicking in a guy's head. In that moment, it's just instant gratification. They feel an emotion, they feel anger, and they have no choice but to act upon it, okay? Because there's no faculties there to keep that animal instinct in check, so it'll just kick somebody to death without any sense of consequence or anything. You know what I'm saying? There's no morality in there, nothing. It's just, pure instinct and testosterone and just idiocy. Running amok.
I feel like it's the mental capacity I had at like 11, the way I would have behaved back then. I feel like they just stay at that level forever.
When I was 11, I also thought, look, dude, I got weed. Whoa, yeah, hell yeah, it's so cool. But yeah, they stay like that, like adolescent children forever.
Yeah.
They don't outgrow that stuff.
But you're in society, you're forced to treat them like adults. They have all the rights of adults, but they're behaving like children. They can vote and everything.
They should honestly be like snipped. What's that called again? where they can't reproduce. Forget sterilized. They need to be sterilized, I think, at the very least, and maybe sent back on a boat or something like that.
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
Hey, big bro.
Look at this guy. What's so fucking funny?
Hey, this bitch got a nigga fried.
Yeah, speaking of delayed adolescence in the black community, have you ever seen this? This is so fucking cool, dude. It's Snoop Dogg doing a smoke off.
Oh, wow.
With another cool... Snoop Dogg versus Wiz. Like Zerka, he goes, this is the gayest shit I've ever seen. Yeah, no shit. Look at this. Snoop Dogg, this 6-year-old black retard idiot, and him and Lil Wiz, or whatever the fuck this is, they're doing a smoke off. Who can hold their weed? Who can take the most puffs of their weed, nigga? Yo,
well, I hope they don't die doing all this weed.
Yo, look at this. Yeah, this culture is just so fucking gay, dude. Look at him. Yo. Look at this. Yo.
What are you even doing?
Nah, dude, come on. Nobody outsmokes the Snoop.
Who else think they can outsmoke the dog?
Hell
Put your
yeah.
little hands down. You ain't ready yet. I almost had you that time, man. You did, nigga. You was working. You was around that last corner, nigga.
They're gay as fuck.
Oh my god. It's honestly embarrassing that this culture is propagated to such a fucking level. Like this is American culture right now. Still.
Yeah. Don't you
It's
feel
not-
like
it
it's
doesn't get
changing it all under Trump? Do you feel like maybe it's changing?
No. I mean, we had the Super Bowl half show with, like, what's his name again? Kendrick Lamar. It's absolutely retarded. It's absolutely embarrassingly retarded
Yeah.
that this shit's still going on. Holy fucking crap. Yeah, you think you can outsmoke the dog? Well, actually, I'm sorry to say, but there's some more niggardry around the world. This one is in the University of Lancaster in the United Kingdom.
Oh no.
I believe that's where
Let's
you
see.
hail from. Are you ready to see the current state of the University of Leicester?
I'd love to find out.
Here you go. Nice. Things are going well over there, I see.
We all get a solid education.
Yeah, they're getting
man.
educated in that bitch.
Yeah, getting a degree in trumpet. Cool.
Yes. Hell yeah. So is the University of Leicester an all-black university, or what the fuck happened in Leicester? The fuck happened?
It's pronounced Leicester, but I don't know. I didn't know it was so black. I had no idea.
It's
I've not
called
thought about Leicester.
It's called
in years.
Leicester. Leicester.
Yeah.
I think Leicester sounds more fancy.
Lancaster. That was good. Yeah.
But okay, it's called Leicester. What happened to Leicester?
I don't know. I guess they've been invaded.
Diversity happened? I mean, this is
Yeah, man.
insane. This is fucking mentally crazy that this is happening.
Well, what you have to know is like
Unbelievable.
what is classed as a university in this country isn't necessarily a real university these days. Like,
Sure.
like just basically give us get in debt to us and get a nonsense degree, and then
Of course,
give us
yeah.
loads of money.
Yeah, it's basically a Holocaust studies, LGBTQ studies, the humanities, all
Yeah,
this fucking
media,
nonsense.
all that bullshit. That'll be like a media degree or something.
Multimedia management. It's all this nonsense fluff crap. Let's see. Let's see what Liz says. Blacks truly are a cultural detriment, a cultural bioweapon, and weakening all our resolve. Hell yeah. Hell
Well
yeah,
said,
Liz. Liz, have you been reading Mein Kampf or something like that?
That was so eloquently put.
I mean, come on. Are we really going to beat around the bush? Yes. This is what's happening. They're not just a cultural detriment; they're also a financial detriment. You know what I'm saying? They're a net negative. It's just complete nonsense. And they need to be deported, all of them, especially from England. Like, this is just not okay,
Yeah.
all right? The England
It's really bad for English people's mental health, this black shit and all this foreign shit. It's really making us really depressed.
They need to go.
We might be the most miserable country on earth right now.
Yeah, they need to go. They need to go. Is there anything happening culturally, politically, where people are just saying it now?
Dude,
Are they saying
always. Obviously, TV and the media doesn't reflect the way people actually feel, but you see it in
I'm not
voting
talking about
patterns.
Tommy Robinson type psyop shit. Is it like an actual right wing in Britain right now? Because I haven't really been following it. I'm not talking about Tommy Robinson. I'm talking about, like, what's that guy again? That fucking based fucking British guy from World War II. What was his name again?
I don't know.
Fuck, what's that guy's name again? The guys, you got in the chat, you know. Like that British fashion.
Yeah, I don't know if there is, but I don't think even if there were, it'd make any difference.
Sir Oswald Mosley. Is there any? You don't even know anything about Oswald Mosley? That should be like your biggest guy. Instead of watching all the fucking Marvel movies, you should be watching stuff about Oswald Mosley. Let's see what he has to say. There he is. Ah! Look, this is when things are fucking epic. Sir Oswald Mosley. This rules. Yeah, you know what? They should bring this aesthetic back too for political.
Can we talk about unemployment today?
Why, of course. It is the one problem that really matters today. We live in a
What a
period
legend.
in which politicians are not very popular. And believe me, you have my sympathy. Politicians are regarded as people who have learnt to talk but not to act. And you
Anyways, Ash, you should go into Oswald Mosley deep dive.
dealing with
Yeah, I might put him in my comic book. Just make a character that just still exists.
Britain can only survive by vigor and by action.
Anyways, this guy rules. He was like a British fascist or something. I don't know enough about him either, but he looks awesome and he rules and he talks cool.
Yeah, well,
we need to bring him back.
Cool.
All right, we still are not out of our niggardry segment. Here we got Johnny Somali. Johnny Somali update. I don't know why the fuck this guy's still around. Like, he's still doing it. Still. How often does this guy need to get arrested? You know of him, right? Actually, we've watched him a couple of times. This guy just goes around Asia
and
annoys the fuck out of him. Now, at least in Korea, they beat the fuck out of this guy. Look at him. He's just mocking them. Ugh. And there's nothing worse than like a Somali. Honestly, we talk shit about fucking Indians, but this is really...
Oh, yeah. Terrible people.
Look at him. Who watches this?
Let's go! Boom, 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 boom.
Ugh.
In my room.
Apparently he gets beat up. That's why we're watching this.
Go. We're going.
Somebody posted this in the Discord.
Don't hit me with the car.
Yeah, beat the fuck out of him. Beat the fuck out of him.
Go. Shout out Super Nanny. Stop the Tesla.
Beat the fuck out of him, please.
Oh, shit. Relax. They're gonna hit me with the car. Hey, shoot with a second yet.
I remember last we saw this guy, he was arrested in Japan, and everybody online was like coping. They were like, look, the Japanese police, they don't fuck around. They'll beat the living fuck out of him in jail and stuff like that. He's
a
back.
week later.
He's back. Well, now he's in Korea. I guess maybe he's not allowed in Japan anymore. I don't know, but they need to beat the living fucking shit out of this guy in jail. You know what I'm saying? Beat the teeth out of his fucking head.
That are being racist to me.
Or just in public, why not?
Look, and this is another thing that these fucking cock-sucking cunts do. They use the whole Western racial protective system. Like, look, they're being racist. I have another example of this coming up with this guy. Look, they're being racist. They think when they're being when the Japanese and the Koreans are being racist against them, that holds the same power socially as it does here in the West. But over there, they don't give a fuck about being racist. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They don't apologize. They're not embarrassed about their cultures yet.
Oh, boom, 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 boom. I want to in my room. Yeah.
Ugh. Is he drunk?
Korea. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not even sure how this embarrasses Korea. Doesn't it just embarrass
Korea number one. Yes. Korea.
How could Somalia be more embarrassed? Like, what the fuck do they have going on?
Relax,
Get the fuck out of it.
It's just a slight nuisance.
What are you touching me?
I know.
I'm jogging.
I know, but I still want them to make an example out of him and beat the fuck out of him.
Yo, oh my god, that police got me is quick. That's crazy. What are you doing?
Is it? You're causing a disturbance on an intersection, sir.
I'm Beagle. Oh my god, look, you did this. It's your fault.
Oh my god, look how disrespectful he is.
My hotel. No, I'm hotel, my house. I don't have. I'm jogging.
You're drunk.
I'm not drunk.
술 먹었어 지금.
No, drunk. It's morning.
You cannot speak Korean?
English, Bigo.
Look how disrespectful this guy is to the police.
저 본인 경찰관이 대한민국
Bigo,
경찰관이
Bigo, English. My face.
You see, that's what. Look, if you fuck around like this here in Indonesia, like this, like when I got pulled over when I was driving without my helmet, when we bribed the police, I'm like on my best. If I acted like this, they'll literally throw you in fucking jail. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like, especially when it comes to drugs and shit like that. There was like this Russian drug operation. They had like a couple of villas that they got, and they were having like drug parties and shit in there.
Yeah.
All of them got arrested, and they get the death penalty. You know what I'm saying? And they cannot get extradited when the Russian government, or if they even fucking attempt that shit, because I don't think Russia actually gives a fuck about like drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? But you get killed. They'll kill you, and they'll give you the death penalty, even if you have like weed on you or some pills and shit.
It only makes sense, really, if you do actually care about your country and saving money. Like, rather than locking people up if you haven't got no room in jail.
Yeah, and I think especially you got to be very vigilant when it comes to like drugs and shit like that in a third world country, because people are way more susceptible to falling into addiction and shit like that, you know, and then nobody's going to be productive anymore if you like introduce narcotics and weed into society like that. Because here everything's like very wholesome. Everybody's hardworking. You know, they work for their money. They preserve their culture. Very respectful.
Yeah, you have
of one
something
another.
to lose, so there's a reason not to become a complete fuck up. But if you just live in a fucking shit hole around shit people.
Yeah, for instance, like the Indonesian supermarket chain, like these chains called Indomart. They don't even sell beer in there. You know what I'm saying? You have to go to like a Circle K or like an American type of store to get your beers and shit. Now, of course, in Bali, it's way more chill because it's not Muslim. It's like Hindu, Buddhist vibes, so they're way more chill with like beers and stuff like that. But it's still part of the larger Indonesian government, of course. So yeah, you still get the death penalty if you fuck around with like drugs and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, so if this guy fucked around like this in Indonesia, he'd get fucked probably too in like Malaysia and shit like that. So yeah, that's why he's doing it in like South Korea and Japan, because he knows he's not gonna get the death penalty there. You know what I'm saying? Or get fucked in prison.
My face.
Sober Sheldon says in Canada we have to go to freaking liquor stores. What? They're the only place you can get alcohol in Canada. Canada's fell out with America like bad at it. I mean, like they actually hate each other now.
Yeah. Why is that happening again? I forget. Why is that happening?
I think Donald Trump upset him.
Donald Trump wants to buy Canada or something. I haven't followed that one.
Nah, I think everything will be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Well, we'll see. There's going to be some wars with Iran, probably. Candace Owens.
Donald Trump also want Greenland now. He's going to take Greenland off.
Yeah. He wants that. But Candace Owens is on the warpath now with the Goblins. I have a video of that, which is really cool. RFK under fire. Apparently, RFK is being blackmailed by Rabbi Shmuley. Obviously so. Everybody, we made a fucking comic about that with the American Man account. About his war against anti-Semitism. Make America healthy again also means we need to get rid of the pandemic that's called anti-Semitism. He posted something like this. How crazy is that?
Yeah,
fucking
complete
psycho.
nutcase.
We'll go
Let's go for a piss before we do this.
Okay, go for a heckin' frickin' piss. And maybe I should also take a little whiz, actually, and get a coffee. You know what? I'll do that. We'll go take a quick break for a pee. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Do not go anywhere. Please hit the like and all that stuff. Hit the bell notification. We're rebuilding the channel back from our big main channel deletion a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, we're still building everything back up. We need your full support. Leave a comment too if you're watching this after the fact. And yeah, hit the bell notification and like and all that jazz. Okay, we'll be right heckin' frickin' back. I'm back. Here we are. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, we should bring back Pictionary. We should do that. Should we do that next week? Can you prepare a Pictionary?
Yeah, I could probably solve one of them out.
Yeah, let's do that. That would be awesome, actually. Wait, is the chat working? On-screen chat? Yeah, it is. Okay, thank God. Yeah, should we do that next week? Next Saturday we do a Pictionary. I'm gonna promise that right now if Ashley agrees.
Yeah, just give me a reminder that I promise to do it.
All right, I'll do it. I'll remind you 1,700 times. I forget how it works though. What was Pictionary again?
Yeah,
How
me
does it
too.
work?
I can't remember how any of them work really. I think that one didn't take much effort though. So yeah.
That's the least amount of effort, rather than. But I would like to do that one. I think Pictionary is like Pictionary, but with black people or something. Black characters or something like that.
It was something like, I'll watch an old episode and try and remember what we did.
Yeah. Well, good luck finding one because they're all deleted. By the way, yes, we're working on a new website. I have a new development team paying out the wazoo to get this fucking website back online. It should be back online in April. There's a lot of problems.
Will it have all the old episodes up again?
Old episodes will not be up yet, but they're working on a tool to get that done as well, so I don't have to do it by hand. But yeah, there's a lot of work. But once the website is up, we're going to have full Discord integration, and everything's going to be solid, finally working the way it should. But it's going to be in April somewhere, probably by the end of April. But yeah. So that's the update on that one. But yeah, Pictionary, let's do that next week. I'm kind of stoked for that. I'd like to do that again. Pictionary. Yeah, all right, we have one more black thing here. Oh, excuse me, what did you say?
They just said get the old pen back out. 'Cause you don't really do much drawings these days, do you?
Well, we did a whole drawing stream 2 weeks ago, I think. And I've been doing some gaming streams. But yeah, I did a full drawing stream with Liz and Mike like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Can you do blackface for us, Sven? I've done blackface too in the past. You know, I don't think I'll do that right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was a good one, that.
Okay, look at this. Johnny Somali gets called this word over and over while getting detained. Yeah, and then look at I don't even think that's Johnny Somali in this video, but yeah, look at the way they act when they're getting called the N-word, because they've been programmed. Look, when somebody says the N-word, it's basically okay to kill them. You know what I'm saying? Well, it doesn't work.
That's what they genuinely think.
Yeah, they haven't gotten that firmware upgrade in fucking Korea, so yeah, they don't give a shit.
Digger.
Look at him. He's so happy about it.
You. Why?
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 Say it to my face.
Okay,
Yeah,
your
he
face.
was.
Okay.
Say it to my face.
Okay.
You're lucky cop. This nigga let go. He's lucky.
Digger.
Say it to my face. Okay.
You're lucky you're being independent.
왜 네가? 내가.
Why are you not doing it? Get him!
Yeah, but look, the black guy's like baffled. Why are you guys not arresting him? Why are you not doing anything? It's like, yeah, because we don't give a shit about that over here.
Racial slurs.
Yeah.
내가.
He's saying racial slurs.
내가.
Racial slurs. Get him.
아 네가 내가 왜?
Racial slurs.
내가.
Racial slurs.
He keeps saying it.
You.
Racial slurs.
그냥 안 있어. 계속 시비 걸어.
That's not okay. That's not
Okay,
okay.
your face. I'm.
Your face here.
Boy,
Why?
I want to see that one more time, please. Because they can't believe it.
Yeah, it makes me very happy.
Because this is the way they operate in the West, in America, in England. They'll run amok. They'll piss people off. Then people will go, hey, you fucking N-word, get the fuck out of here. And then it's like, oh, look at this. Okay, I guess racism is alive and well. Let's rob some fucking liquor stores, set some cars on fire. It's all justified. Look, oh, this is the society we have to live in. All right, prejudice. I thought we would move beyond this, but I guess racism is alive and well. Yeah, you know, stop fucking around.
Yeah, we do hate you, so just fuck off.
Yeah, we do. Yes, and rightfully so, for good reason, okay?
Yeah.
The boomers are almost dead, and then you guys are going to get your comeuppance.
Digger.
Look at it.
Look, he was saying, you're lucky you're being independent.
These poor Koreans have to deal with this shit, with these type of fucking guys.
Exactly. Yeah. Why are you there?
Yeah, why
I
are
expected
you there?
Koreans
Fuck
to behave how you want them to behave.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's a good thing, actually.
Entitlement, yeah.
I hope that they blow up and that it becomes very known in Korea that when you invite these type of guys, things are not going to go well for your society.
네가
Yeah. I need to know.
Get him!
네가 내가
He's saying racial slurs.
네가 내가
He's saying racial slurs. Get him!
It's funny because you know that Candace Owens is actually going viral here in Indonesia. Like my wife is like,
Shit.
my wife is watching Candace Owens videos. I'm like, how the fuck do you even know about this? And apparently,
mad.
apparently there's this there's a YouTube channel my wife watches. It's an Indonesian one. Let's pull this up real quick. Let me educate you guys on some cultural stuff. It's called Neror. The channel is called Neror, which I think is a very awesome name. It sounds so wrong. It sounds like you're not supposed to say it. It's like a mix between the N-word and terror, I guess. Or something like. Look, it's this, right? But look, you would think who gives a fuck, right?
Bisa menyingkirkan aku karena
It's like, who
aku
gives a
akan
fuck about
kembali
this?
dan menikahimu.
Excuse me,
Dia
what did
umur
she say?
17-nya, guys.
So they're talking about Macron and Brigitte Macron being his. Do you know about this whole controversy, Ashley?
Yeah. How she's meant to be she's 15 years older than him, and she groomed him, and she's a man.
Yeah, but yeah, so there's many aspects to this. So yes, she this is like Brigitte Macron's wife. Apparently, she's 25 years older. She groomed him as a teacher. And then she's transsexual, all right? So, and you're like, okay, wow, what is happening here? And this, so here's the thing, Candace Owens made a whole series about this, okay, which went pretty viral. But here's the thing, so Candace Owens has like 1 million subscribers, which is huge, right? That's huge.
Yeah.
This lady, you'd think nothing of it. It's like we don't even know about Asian YouTube social media subcultures or anything. That's not on our radar.
No.
This bitch right here, Neror, she has 11.2 million subscribers. Okay?
Wow.
11.2 million.
Is she like the Indonesian Candace Owens?
I don't know, but look, so everybody here watches this, and she touches on this. She's like, look at this woman, Candace Owens. She's blowing this thing wide open. And it went viral, and now everybody like knows about fucking Candace Owens here in Indonesia, and people are watching Candace Owens.
Is Indonesia massive, or is it fairly small?
Fucking okay. Let's see how many people live in Indonesia. Let's see. It's not small. Indonesia's huge.
Yeah. Because when I see like an Indian video that has millions of views, I think those views don't really count because it's like 20 billion Indians. And their views don't really count as real views.
Okay, so do you know how many people live in Indonesia?
Yeah,
281.2 million. Almost 300 million people live here. That's crazy.
That's mad, isn't it? Yeah.
That's fucking nuts. Yeah, but so they're going over this. I forgot to mention this. So the other aspect to this whole Macron thing is that they say that this transsexual Brigitte Macron is also his dad.
No, that's a new twist.
What,
Holy fuck.
Am I imagining that? Or that's also part of it, right, guys?
That's the new twist. That really push it.
You need to watch the Candace Owens thing because it's really funny, dude. Like,
yeah, man.
Candace Owens doesn't believe in dinosaurs. Yeah, sure, look, they're Christian and all that stuff. Who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? They can deal with that whole thing. But yeah, so she's like, she goes over everything. So apparently, the presidential portrait of like Macron had like they specifically put like props in there, and one of the books was made by like a notorious pedophile. Like, there's a lot of pedophile stuff happening with these people. Very creepy, weird shit, dude.
Like, I need to catch up on that because I'll be making France feel scared and embarrassed as fuck.
I mean, dude, these people are just these weird sociopathic. It's literally like, you know, like just fucking 10 years ago, you'd be called like a schizophrenic, psycho, 4chan, conspiracy theorist, crazy person. When you talked about like pedophilia, elitist pedophilia, adrenochrome stuff, right? And then Jeffrey Epstein happens, and it's like, oh shit, that's actually all true. The schizos were vindicated.
Well, I know that it's an obvious word these days, but we were gaslit for decades, weren't we? Anytime anyone said these elites are doing terrible things, they'd be like, you conspiracy theorist, nutcase, madhead.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They'd call you like a crazy fucking dark web psycho schizo. By the way, Gullible Foil says, did he organize the Paris Olympics opening ceremony? Yes, they were also intimately involved in that opening ceremony, which was like Da Vinci's Last Supper iconography, but then with a bunch of transsexuals and shit. Remember that whole fucking thing during the Olympics? Yeah,
that desecration.
This inversion, like transsexual, Jesus is a tranny and shit like that, like legit, like satanic shit.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was crazy that, because I'm like, Candace Owens, how the fuck do you know about that? And then everybody apparently in Indonesia now knows about it because of this show. Nessie Judge, Neror.
I can see why she's got so many views.
Do you think Neror is that's a good brand name, Neror, like terror, but with an N? Who could? It's so simple, but it sounds. It has a real good ring to it, Neror.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that's that one. Let's see. Oh no, yeah, that's all the black stuff. Okay. Whew. Well, our beaks wetted.
Yeah, man, damp as fuck now. Needs a towel.
Very damp. So yeah, let's get into this real quick. So we have, if you remember our friend Shad, Jazza's brother.
Yeah. How could I forget?
Does he have a video about it yet? Shad Diversity? Because he had a horrendous take on Twitter about AI art. Now, of course, we all know he's a great artist. Okay, let's just watch this short film again of his, just to remind ourselves how great of a guy he is. So this is Shad. Remember we watched this, Ashley?
Yeah, I remember all the Shad stuff, man.
Yeah, I remember watching when Shad and Jazza, they were doing an RPG or something like that, role-playing, and then he got mad because he didn't get enough artistic points.
Yeah.
Can we find that one real quick? Can we find that one? Because he really
got super angry, they were like uncomfortably angry.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite videos, him and Jazza. Yeah, here it is. Let's watch this real quick. I'm an artist. Actually, I'm more of an artist than you. Well, you are more of a coloring genius, and I'm more of an anatomy guy or something like that. Okay, okay, let's watch this real quick. This is better. So this is Shad, a real nerdy cunt. He's one of those cunty, opinionated nerds. The worst kind of nerds, okay? He doesn't keep his head down. He's just a terrible person, okay? I hate this guy. Well, he's kind of obscured by your cartoon head, though, right now.
I'll get down.
Okay, are you duck down real quick? Alright, there you go.
This is professional. No, I'm not at that. I think artistry should be at 2 and red is 2.
Okay, so real quick, so they're doing a role-playing game about a zombie apocalypse or whatever. And then, I mean, we've gone over this, but there's new people watching. And then, so they have to do their vocations and skills chart. So they're filling in Chadiversary's Chad's stats. This is Jazza, his brother. And yeah, he doesn't agree upon the stats that they allocated to him.
Tower
we got a super
Benjamin
chat.
tipped $5. Ash, we caught you giving love on X. Did you forget he was the count?
Takumi, I have been enjoying his radio show. I think it's pretty good.
I have no problem with Kumia. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is not Red
I'm
Bar.
I'm back in Kumia these days.
Kumia is good. Why did Red Bar not like Kumia? Because he was a racist? Yeah, we like that over here, okay? We like racism. We like guns. You know what I'm saying?
We like Kumia again, man.
We're not gay Jewish liberals. So yeah, we like Kumia. It's okay to like Kumia, right? Here, let's watch this.
An artist.
I'm an artist. Oh wait, what is this? Writer, theater.
Cock launch tipped $5.
Cock launch.
I have an urge for fighting in 4 directions. Fatally, my stats are allocated to fighting.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's sick. That's awesome. Thanks for the super chat. So, yeah, he has writer, theater, and artist. All right.
Alrighty. My artistry is actually at a professional level.
And we'll give him...
Look, so he colors in 1 block for artistry, and he has, actually, my artistry is at a professional level.
My artistry is actually at a professional level.
And we'll give him, like, martial arts. You weren't, like, Olympic level
This is
martial arts.
No, I'm not about... I think artistry should be at 2 and red.
Okay. I think
this
we
is my
need to
honest
decide.
opinions. You can get 2 in writer.
Yeah,
when
I'd
you
agree
become
with
published.
that. Thing is,
You can get 2 in writer when you become published. What a bunch of nerds! Can you believe
That
how
face is
serious?
pulling it all.
They're taking this so serious, and this becomes a real fight.
I've had agents accept my work. It's not the same. No. It's hang on.
I've had actual agents accept my work. That's not the same. Oh my god! Imagine that. Imagine debating about this, about your fucking fake role-playing chart. It becomes like a real like conflict because you're so insecure.
As if this guy coloring in that box makes any difference to anything in the world.
Yeah, he feels unacknowledged. There's definitely a problem that Shad and Jazza has. Shad being the older brother, he feels overshadowed by his younger brother's artistic success, even though Jazza also fucking sucks. But yeah, but, you know, he's at least better than Shad. But okay, look at this.
That is said with a huge amount of ignorance in regards to the publishing and writing industry.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is.
He goes, look, let's see that one more time, okay? Because he goes, you can get 2 stats in writing when you get published. He goes, actually, I've been accepted by agents, and this is, you say this with a huge amount of ignorance in regards to the publishing industry. Oh my Christ. Wow, you can't take this guy anywhere.
Thing is, no, I've had agents accept my work. It's not the same. No, it's hang on. That is said with a huge amount of ignorance in regards to the publishing and writing industry.
I'm sure it is.
So,
I'm sure it is.
It is profoundly ignorant, that context.
Right, but the thing is, we gave him 2 on artist because it's his full-time
This
job.
has become
and he
a
gets
really
paid for it.
loaded...
Yeah, look, he even has to acknowledge it. Like, wow, this is getting loaded. Yeah, look, so he's pissed off because they gave him, Jazza, 2 boxes in artistry, and he feels he deserves 2 in artistry and writing. You know what I'm saying? Look at this shit, dude. So
It's become
funny.
a really loaded episode.
I'm not saying
We're
the
not even
writing
going to
is
get to
bad.
play.
I'm not saying your
my-
art
just
my
addressing each
art
other.
is
good.
Easily
It's
at a
good.
professional standard,
Yes.
and people have commissioned me. It's
Agreed.
just I haven't chosen
But
to
Can I
use
say
it.
that?
My art is easily at a professional standard. People have commissioned me. I'm just choosing not to use it at a professional level. That's what he's actually just said. And by the way, and then we've gone over his art. It looks retarded. Okay, it looks like a 16-year-old doodle. It's so bad. And he traces stuff.
There are a lot of people who are at a professional standard who can't work as an artist.
Yeah, but we're talking about skill, not, wanting to work.
Yeah, I know, but like...
Joss, you need to be very honest
If you were to
about
get
my
two-
level
If
of
I'm going to
art.
be very honest...
I need to be very
I love
honest
you,
about my
I'd
level
say
of
I'm
art.
Well, no, because then you should get a point first. We have our strengths and weaknesses, and you know what my strengths are in artistry, and I'm easily at a professional standard.
I would be willing to give you 2 points in writer. I'll put it that way.
Art easily is on 2 points. I'm at a professional standard, and you know that.
You know that.
I'm respectfully disagree.
Your strengths are expression, easily expression and colour.
We don't need
But
this
my
to-
strengths are anatomy and character.
Absolutely,
Wow.
you're a skilled artist.
Oh my god, look.
That's good.
Wow.
It's a point of reference.
How applicable is this to zombie apocalypse impacts? Whatever, have 2 points in each other. Alright.
They're giving it to him because he's such a fucking tyrannical
It's
little
okay
cunt.
if someone needs to join the group and they need
Look how
to.
satisfied
they
he
will
is.
only be persuaded
Finally.
by
Hang on,
an
no,
artist
no.
writer.
Finally, some recognition. Yeah, you tyrannically were a little asshole. Oh,
Yeah.
Katie did shout outs. Hail. Heil. Katie did is here. Wonderful. We're watching Shad AI. This guy is a fucking asshole. And by the way, this might explain his takes on AI. So let's watch this real quick, okay? This is, well, that's not to watch, it's something to read. This was his take. I said this fucking nerd needs to get wedgied for this. This was his take on the Studio Ghibli AI meme. He says, the Ghibli arts, but so he's talking about Studio Ghibli, one of the most renowned animation studios for the past fucking 3 decades. They make the most beautiful, most wonderful, modern fairy tales, pure artistry. It can't be more artful and beautiful than Miyazaki's works, okay? And Studio Ghibli as a whole. And he goes like this. The Studio Ghibli art style is plain, uninspired. Can you believe this, Ashley? Uninspired, and the actual reasons people love it is because of the quality of the stories and the style has been attached to. And the fluidity and details of the animation it appears in, not the style itself. I get that it has an innocent charm to it, hence the fun in depicting controversial images in it. But that does not make the style itself anything special. When separated from those stories, it's been used in and the quality of animation. And then he says, the AI version looks better and crying about... Like, he's really... he thinks this looks better than this because it has more detail. This is just such a fucking retard. Just such a stupid fucking take. It just shows that this guy doesn't have any creative ability. And basically what AI is going to do, it is going to empower like writer types like this. Everything that's wrong with the animation industry is because the writer's room and the HR department and the non-artistically inclined people have been empowered over the years. And you had a little tiny revolution back when like John Kay tried to bring creator-driven cartoons back, for instance, with Ren and Stimpy, where they cut out the writer's room, the funny little comedy writer people, and actual animators were writing and creating the stories because they know the medium. They're the artists, okay? In the same way that somebody like Studio Ghibli, Miyazaki draws all the storyboards. It's his vision. It's true art. Like many times, he's intuiting this over a course of 7 years. He's creating these movies, and things happen in his life that influence the artistic process. You know what I'm saying? Like people die.
Does it all come from the?
Yeah.
Does it all come from the mind of one man? These Studio Ghibli films.
Every movie has a different director, but generally the director is the auteur, and he creates the storyboards and all that stuff, the ideas and all this shit. And even like. So like The Boy and the Heron, the last movie that Miyazaki did, it's the span of 7 years. And again, look, I have to explain really quick what makes something art, because people are very confused about this. Because a lot of people think, well, a painting, that is art. Look, a picture is art. No, when you think that a picture, a end product is automatically art, you are reducing art to decoration. You think it's just about a pretty picture. The end product is not automatically art. What defines whether or not, because people don't understand the definitions here. Something becomes art through the creative process, okay? The decisions that the artist is making while creating a piece of art, ultimately leading to an end product. That, the creative process, creates a piece of art. You know what I'm saying? And I've made this example before. You can think of it as a documentary film, okay? So, really quickly, a good documentary is when the documentary filmmaker, he has a certain thesis, an idea in his head about the subject that his documentary or quote-unquote art piece is going to be about. For instance, it might be about let's say, the polar bear is going extinct, okay? Then he goes out to try and prove his thesis, or maybe if he's a good documentary filmmaker, disprove his thesis, right? He's going to be honest about that. So he does some investigative journalism, and maybe he finds a whole island full of polar bears, and the end conclusion of his film is, oh, look at that. There's actually a beautiful island of polar bears. This is how you get, and then that's the end piece. The investigation, creation is about... not just about creation only, it's also about discovery. That's what you're doing. When you're painting, you're discovering the vision and molding the vision as you're painting the picture, okay? That's what you're doing. You're figuring shit out. When Dostoevsky wrote a book, he had his antagonist character be the opposite of his own point of view. He's a Christian. The antagonist was an atheist. And then those two points of view, he's having an inner struggle with himself through these characters. They're having a debate, and this conflict that he was writing as he's figuring out this story ends up becoming a work of art. Now, when you prompt an image, an AI image, there is no creative process. You're doing nothing. And the problem is that these people, they literally will call themselves, I'm a prompt artist. I'm actually a prompt artist. You know what I'm saying? You're typing in a prompt and then the machine does whatever it needs to do. There's no control over it. Okay, you have no control. You're doing nothing. You are perhaps a writer, like a writer would be writing a script, and then everybody else does the creative shit. When you look at it, when you compare it to like the movie industry or something like that.
You don't consider the writing because you've written a book at this point. You don't consider that part of the art.
Sure.
Writing.
Sure, okay, but here's the thing: when you look at, for instance, the animation industry specifically, that's been giving all the power to the writers has been detrimental for the animation industry, because a writer is not intimately knowledgeable of the medium. Okay, so imagine writers take control of painting, and then it's a writer who goes, I want to see the sunshine over there, and then the painter needs to stroke. It's just an inefficient way of creating art. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Because a painter is intuiting the medium, it's intuiting the paint itself. He's finding shapes, he's finding forms, and his own emotions and whatever he's thinking about is informing what is happening on the canvas. You know what I'm saying? And that informs the vision. There's an interplay between the medium and the artist. And here's the thing. Somebody who is not an artist and who's not intimately knowledgeable of how the process of creation actually works on a second-to-second basis. Okay, when you're illustrating, that's my medium of choice. I'm trying to figure out how to put strokes down, how to make it more convincing. I'm learning about anatomy. And then when you try to make a comic book, I'm learning about the storytelling, blah, blah. When you can just type in, I want comic book about superhero doing this, and the computer makes it for you. That's not art. It cannot be art because there is no process of creation that's being outsourced to the computer. So it cannot be art. It can be a very pretty picture, okay? This is a pretty picture. And then on top of that, of course, this pretty picture has been stolen. The machine learning has stolen this style from a human, okay? It did machine learning on a human. It scanned 100 of whatever this person's paintings was, and now it can assimilate that into a prompt that somebody types in, like make Princess Mononoke look more rendered, right?
Yeah.
And there's another whole thing that we could talk about, is because he's shitting on Studio Ghibli's more abstract style, because he's a midwit retard who just automatically thinks when something is more detailed and realistic, that's better. That's just fucking dumb. Okay, for instance, when you look at gaming, right? These idiots will go, Skyrim on my RTX 7000 looks way better than Zelda on the Nintendo. They really need to get stronger hardware. Nintendo's games, they have strong art direction. They might not be able to render Link's fucking deepest pores on his fucking arm and have like volumetric lighting. And look, time proves it. They stood the test of time. A lot of these older games, they still look better in an artistic sense than like this slop that's this Unreal 5 slop that's coming out. This guy just shows constantly with his shitty takes that he has no fucking clue what he's talking about, and yeah, he needs to get wedgied. Here, look, he says another thing here. Look at this. Well, I could have proven my point just as easily with examples from superior traditional art styles. But using AI art triggers so many people, it's hilarious, because so many people think AI art is evil and must never be acknowledged to have any quality at all. Look, I'm not saying that. It does create pretty pictures, but it's not you creating it. It's not art. Okay, that's so again, a pretty picture. You cannot look at a painting, for instance, and judge whether or not it's art. You need to be able to analyze what its messaging is, what it's doing. You need to you can in tune what the process was from a good painting. You know what I'm saying? It has symbolism in it, iconography. There's a whole history of behind certain art movements, and that's how you judge whether or not something is art. You know what I'm saying? For instance, you can walk into a modern art gallery right now, and 90% of the pieces in there is not going to be art because it's all going to be like protest, activism nonsense, okay? And what is activism stuff? It's not art because they have a predefined notion. They're trying to sell you on a message. And in the process of creation, there was no discovery because they already knew exactly what they needed to tell you, okay? For instance, my comic, American Man, it's not art. Now, there's artistic elements in it, and it's comedy and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But we are definitely biased in that thing, you know what I'm saying? So it's not a work of art. It's not really, it can be art in certain aspects because we're like fighting against the norm and we're breaking through certain narratives and stuff like that. So there is artistic aspects to it, you know what I'm saying? But the proper moniker for American Man comics is, funny propaganda comics, basically. That's what this would be. This doesn't belong in a museum. You know what I'm saying? Now, Butch Gilligan, that is art. Butch Gilligan is art. This is not art. Look, I understand it's very, very difficult and very nuanced, but
it is really difficult because even by your definition, the most vaguest, shittiest things could still be called art. And I still even feel like the way you describe it could apply to AI art, because you're saying ultimately is the artistic process is the inspiration and the imagination behind the ideas.
The act of discovery. You're discovering, you're not just creating something, you're also discovering something through the act of creation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're discovering things. You're discovering shapes. You're discovering narratives. You're discovering emotions. You're discovering things. You're discovering what you're channeling throughout the creative process. You can't just, I have an idea and then print that. That's not what your hand just prints out your initial idea exactly. That's not, whatever comes out of that is not art, because art is defined by the creative process. So when there's no creative process involved, it cannot be art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And what the computer is doing is not art because it's essentially just running an algorithm.
Yeah, and most definitely the person that typed in the prompt for the computer to run away with is not an artist. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what these guys tend to argue. Like, what I'm doing with AI art is just as legitimate. It's like, no, you've been overshadowed by your brother in the artistic field. You always had a dream of becoming like a comic artist or something. Your skills aren't there. You're too lazy or just simply untalented to get there. And now you think, I can create my vision through the help of AI art. And it's like, I understand that's exciting for people. Look, for instance, I was fucking around with like music AI, right? Where you can just type something in. A lot of people are doing this in podcasts now, making little comedy songs. And it's actually really great. It has like a whole different musical styles and stuff like that, and like lyrics, and it sings everything. But I would never, ever get like even the slightest idea that now I am a musician. Because I typed in, make a rock song about like whatever, fuck, and then the AI creates that music. I'm not a musician. I don't know how to play an instrument or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
And it's not art. Imagine genuinely sitting there, listening to AI-generated music and jamming to that and go, my favorite song was actually made by... could you imagine how lame that is? How devoid of humanity that would be? That you're actually sitting there listening to AI-generated music? You wouldn't do that. Yeah. To me, it's as silly.
Isn't it? It's devoid of humanity. That is the entire point. Yeah, I think that's the point behind art altogether, isn't it? It's the human spirit. On the page or in a film.
Yeah, because a human can create and discover things, and an AI cannot do that. And you prompting an AI to do something doesn't mean that you are an artist now or anything. It's still valueless, okay? And if you think about the value in art, there was a discussion about this. For instance, I forget what painting it was. It might have been like Night Watch or something by Rembrandt. They were able to 3D print a painting, a classic painting by Rembrandt, I think, 1-to-1, okay? So they 3D printed the whole relief and all the paint blotches and everything, and it's literally indistinguishable from the original, right? And then the debate is, okay, so this painting is exactly the same as the original, exactly. But we still value the original painting more, right? If somebody takes a knife through this 3D printed thing, nobody would give a fuck. Now, why is that? Now, it has something to do with the fact that we value effort, we value skill, we value the time and the work that somebody puts into something. You know what I'm saying? That is where value arises from in art.
Yeah. It's authentic.
That's also completely devoid. That's also missing in AI generation. That's also missing there. Now, by the way, I've been massively anti-AI right now, it seems, but I think AI can be a very good tool eventually for artists to make the process of animation and all this stuff way more efficient and quick, and it can make like smaller teams way more productive. But what's happening right now is that you have guys like this, and they're trying to elevate their own mediocrity to something undeserved, and that's what's pissing people off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, completely. Did you get that video I sent you of that Studio Ghibli Jew thing?
Excuse me? Studio Ghibli Jewish?
Yeah, if you look at
yeah. But look, actually, at this point, the Ghibli thing, it's already run out of steam. It's hack at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's already, that's how quickly a meme like that dies. But let me read this real quick. So, because there was hundreds of Hitler Studio Ghibli style Jews, like everybody's seen it at this point. But look, so he says, but using AI triggers people never acknowledge quality, no, especially when compared to the sacred cow that is Ghibli. He really wants to take down Ghibli for some reason. Don't get me wrong, I think many Ghibli films are great, and the animation is superb. It's the art style itself I'm calling plain, but most people ignore this. How dare you? And then he gives these examples, like this is better in his eyes than this. And it's purely the details, I think. And how is this better than this? Like, come on, dude. This guy just doesn't have any. He doesn't have any sophisticated tastes. He's just a fucking midwit retard. He's a fucking idiot. Okay. Let's see if what people are saying in our chat here. Time and work is boomer values, Sven. Arbeit macht frei. AI art can create art, is the same as saying that an AI girlfriend. Look, here's an example of this. I had an AI generated pop singers. Look at this. Now let's see what you think of this. Now this is completely AI generated, actually. From the figure, from the music video to the music.
It's going to be impossible to 1 minute to tell.
But look, here's what's funny about this, because when it comes to pop music, like Ariana Grande, all that shit, like remember that video we watched of like Under the Silver Lake, where that movie it depicts this old fucking Jewish producer. He's like laughing behind his piano. Yeah. He's like, I've been writing all your music for the past 10 decades. You know what I'm saying? That's what's really been happening. So pop music has been devoid of true artistry. It's written by one and the same Jew. It's all meant to make women be promiscuous and all this stuff. I've got super chat.
$5. I can't stand this dude. Thank you for covering this, Sven.
No, thank you, Katie. Make a good clip out of it. Not too long. Get my greatest points. Cut out all my stuttering. Thank you, Katie. So look. The music industry, the pop music industry has already been devoid of true artistry. These people Like women, they mistake, oh, Ariana Grande, her new song is so hard. That's not her song. She's just a puppet standing there to show her ass in the music videos, okay?
Does she not write her own songs?
No fucking way. She didn't write anything. It's like a producer that presses on a fucking button. They know exactly what it's like complete formulaic. So it's basically might as well have been done by AI from the start. And that just goes to show you, because this to me, you could hear this on the radio and I would not know that this could have been the next Katy Perry song or whatever. Look.
My mind's a jumbled mess. Can't find the thread that ties it all together. Pacing back and forth across the room. Same four walls I've seen 1,000 times. Then something shifts, a tiny spark. I feel it coming on. Eureka, eureka. Everything unlocks, everything unblocks. Eureka, eureka. What was chaos turned to clarity.
Well, there you go, right? So this sort of, you get my point here, right? This is already indistinguishable from regular old pop music. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to animation industry, gaming industry, they have a similar problem. Because as I try to make the point that AI art can never be art, like AI prompting, it can never make a David Lynch, you understand? Especially a guy like that who intuits, who talks about dreams, psychology, the subconscious. He actually uses the medium. The medium is the message. When you talk about somebody discovering what they're trying to say through the act of creation, for instance, the example of like, the guy, the villain Bob in Twin Peaks, right?
Sorry. Yeah. But if David Lynch himself used the AI and put a movie together
let's get to this point first. So remember this. So this is the villain in Twin Peaks. Okay. How did he become the villain? Because David Lynch is experimenting on set. He's filming. He has an intuition of the story he's trying to tell. Then you have Mark Frost, who is more formulaic with like the scripts and stuff like that. But there's room to dream on set, right? Like a painter would be painting and figuring out the shapes as he's painting. And then he noticed a sound operator sitting behind the bed on the set. And when Lynch saw the guy, he got shivers on his spine. He got startled by the guy. He was like, holy shit, that's it. He's the villain. You know what I'm saying? So a happy accident got incorporated into the actual story of the fucking thing. And this guy's one of the most iconic guys. And he was an audio operator that happened to be in the wrong spot of the set.
Benjamin tipped $10. Everything that you've hoped for, that you've dreamed about being a part of, is a fabrication. Your art, your writing, your culture is the S of other men's ambitions. Ambitions beyond what you will ever understand.
Yeah, I believe that's the quote from Under the Silver Lake. Yeah, thanks for that. But do you hear what I just said? So the fact that Bob became Bob is because of a happy accident that happened on the set.
Right, but I'm just throwing out like a devil's advocate or whatever.
Yeah.
Imagine David Lynch was sat in his house making AI art, and then a cleaner came in and startled him. And he was like, oh, this cleaner freaked me out. I'm going to take a picture of her, upload it to the AI, and it's going to create a film using this creepy cleaner. Would that be the same thing?
No, it would not, because there is no... Look, it depends. It sort of depends. Look, for instance, there is these AI programs. I've seen some of this, but it's all very rudimentary right now, where you're like painting something crudely and the AI updates what you're painting on the fly. Like I could see if you had more direct second-to-second, minute-to-minute control of the vision of what you're trying to create, then yes, it gets to be more close to like a creative process, right? Where you can fine-tune things. But when you type in man walking down the street and then you press enter and then a scene comes out, that's not creating, okay? The writer, the script writer of a movie is not a filmmaker. You know what I'm saying? That's the distinction here.
Yeah.
You know
feel like to be the true art, because I think you just thinking, and I think this is right, to be honest, an artist should be one vision, one person's entire being and thoughts put into a project, and it's shaped the way they want it to be, rather than
Look, that is not exactly. Now, I do appreciate authorship, and I think oftentimes that is a lot more interesting than too many cooks in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? But I just know, factually speaking, a lot of the times the biggest problems that have happened with mediums is when the writer's room gets elevated to the top position, and then. Look, there's been so many examples of how like the entire animation industry got destroyed by this, because it's just sitcom writers that got jobs to write for Scooby-Doo. They want to show off their scripts, but they don't know the medium. They don't know the medium of a cartoon is you can do anything. You can make anvils drop like Looney Tunes. That's the purest expression of a cartoon. You know what I'm saying? It's visual gags and stuff like that. You can blow a person's head to the size of a balloon and it shrinks back. That's what a cartoon is meant to be. And then when writers got a hold of the cartoon medium, everything had to be on model, stiff, Scooby-Doo. Like, I understand for some fucking reason people have like nostalgia towards Scooby-Doo, but it's not even a cartoon. You know what I'm saying? It's not taking advantage of the medium. So why even, it might as well have been live action. You know what I'm saying? So why?
Yeah, I do follow you, but at the same time, don't you think even at these Disney things or dropping the anvil, don't you think there was a script at some point that somebody wrote that said Bugs Bunny drops an anvil?
No, because when a cartoonist is coming up with a cartoon, they're drawing. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. They're drawing little pictures. And then, okay, what if this happened? What if this happened? And they're figuring it out by use of the medium, and then they're discovering little things as they're drawing. And by the way, I mean discovering things, it could just be the position of the elbow needs to be a little bit like this, and this needs to be like, oh, you know what? And then this is here, but as you're partaking in the medium, you're discovering things. The medium gives things back. You feed things back into the medium. Whether it's a painting, whether it's a song, the act of creation and through that discovery is what eventually leads to an end product. And that thing can be called a good piece of art or a bad piece of art. But if there is no act of creation, it cannot be art. You know what I'm saying? Or act of discovery or anything. There is no creativity happening.
Yeah, and the cartoon should be all about the animation. I definitely agree with that.
Look, that's like saying a medium should be the medium, right? Because what else is the point? I'm not going to try and write a song. If I want to write a song, I'm going to buy a violin, not a paintbrush. It's going to be very difficult to write a song with a paintbrush on a canvas, okay? Because that's not what the medium is meant for. Now, if I want to write a sitcom, if I want to make a sitcom, I hire sitcom writers. If I want to make a funny cartoon, I don't hire writers, I hire cartoonists. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the reason, like, in the Wile E. Coyote, why they have that running into a cliff hole, and then the hole turns out to be a fake thing. That will come from somebody just drawing, seeing what could possibly be done.
Yes, they're using the medium, they're figuring shit out. But so then to just make the point here, so we just showed that music piece and how that's indistinguishable from pop music is because pop musicians were already basically AI. They were robotic, lifeless nothings. And the thing is, within the animation industry and the gaming industry, artists have reduced themselves to work for the writer's room. They've already reduced themselves to being cogs in a machine. And guess what? Now you're going to be replaced by an actual cog and an actual machine. And it's going to become largely indistinguishable. So a lot of these animation softwares, they already have like streamlined shit in it. The writer is going to be taken over, basically. And if you want to be an artist, you actually have to be an artist. And I think that's where the indie scene comes in. And the indie scene is completely unhealthy as well. Not a lot of great innovation happening in the indie scene at all, honestly. Fucking sucks. But yeah, that is where it's going to be. If you want to be an artist, you got to have your own actual vision. You got to do some new things. You actually need to know what the fuck you're doing. Whatever medium you're in, you need to take that medium to its limit. And and then you need to speak the truth. That's another very important thing. And I guess with that, end of the segment. Good luck, Katie, cutting that one up.
Yeah, that was cool though. Yeah, a very good lesson.
Okay, I think that's yeah. So this guy is just a fucking dumb retard, and I honestly want to beat him up.
But he's the expert on art, dude. You've got to listen to what he has to say.
Okay, then he does this. AI art is soulless slop. It's killing real artists. You're not an artist. You know, AI does all the work for you. And then he goes, quit having fun, as if that it was the argument. As if people are saying, yeah. And by the way, look, I'm not even one of these guys that says, we need to ban this up because I'm afraid that AI is going to take my job. It's not going to take my job. I'm not afraid of that at all. You know what I'm saying?
No. No, I won't worry about that.
And if anything, I'm excited about the prospects of, like, what I'm waiting for is for AI art or AI programs to actually be good at, like, doing in-betweens. Or doing like coloring of like frames and stuff, like the menial boring tasks, right? So that I can create and make my creations quicker. That's what I'm looking forward to. But I'm not interested in having a machine take over my creative ability. That's the whole fun of creating things. Like, I enjoy drawing. I'm good at drawing. I can actually put my vision onto paper fairly accurately as I have it in my mind because I've been doing it for many, many years, you know? So it's fun for me. Yeah. It's meditative for me. So I'm not stoked to give, like, if people go, okay, but no, you can just have a machine learning, get your art style, they'll learn your art style, and now you can just pump out Butch Gilligan book after Butch Gilligan book. No, that would be ridiculous. I would never, ever want to do that. I want to make it. You know what I'm saying? I want to draw. You know, so like, it's like imagine a musician and they go, oh, finally, I don't have to play my instrument anymore. It's like, what? No, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would like an AI system that can do in-betweening and stuff like that.
You find hands and feet really easy to draw, like, I mean, at this point?
Look, at this point, I've drawn them so many fucking times that, hands and feet are one of the more difficult things. But at this point, I'm having I've drawn so many thousands of hands and feet.
Yeah, man. Cool.
Yeah, so Pod Awfully, I was talking to him about that. Now, he has an idea about how AI operates on some kind of a subconscious dream logic. Now, I don't think that's what's happening. I also don't... Like machine learning, it's a lot more straightforward than that. I don't think there's a spark in the machine, so I doubt that's what's happening. And he's like, look, I don't have the time to learn how to illustrate, and I want to make thumbnails and stuff like that and have fun with it. That's all fine by me, you know what I'm saying? But you're not, Jesse, you're not going to go out there and go, I am a prompt artist. I need to be respected amongst the field. Like, you would never do that. You understand that what you're doing is goofy fun, and that's fine by me. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I'm fine with people using AI for like thumbnails and shit like that. Who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. It's
but everybody knows this. So there was like, there's been a couple of controversies yet. Like this Korean guy, he sells art books, and then it turned out like a bunch of the illustrations in his art book were like AI generated. Now, just look at human psychology. Why do people get upset by that? Because they feel cheated, because they think, look, I'm buying an art book by this artist. I want to look at this artist's vision. And now a bunch of these illustrations are made by a robot. They feel cheated, right? Because it's not real. It's phony garbage.
Yeah, I'd feel ripped off.
Yeah, there's no creativity involved. Yeah, look, so this is how Jesse looks at it. He says, no, I already know how to illustrate it. Rather take an image in my head and make it exist without the middle part because I'm lazy. But here's the thing, though. The image in your head, you're not making that exist. You're making some kind of an approximation, maybe that you can, there's a lot that goes lost in translation because you're not creating it. It's not your image. You're just telling, it is way more like a director or something say, hey, can you guys do this? And then something approximating what you might have had in mind comes out, and then you can fine tune it with another prompt. You're not creating anything, right? That's the argument that I'm having here. You know what I'm saying? You're not creating anything. It's not your image. And any capacity it's your image, because it's also based on other people's artwork. You know what I'm saying? And I honestly think, that Studio Ghibli now, they should sue the fuck out of whatever AI is doing this, because it really, I think that's gone too far.
But that opens up about 1,000 different cans of worms, doesn't it? I mean, you could never draw Studio Ghibli again. Even just for fun. Surely. If you can do it,
I
then
know about that.
AI, why
I think
can't
that
AI do
already.
it?
I think look, there is of course something in fan art and stuff like that. I think that falls under certain copyright laws to do fan art. Like you can't sell fan art. Like I cannot start drawing my own Pokemon cards and selling them, right? So I think there should be some kind of. Now it's just this lawlessness, and I'm not like a litigious type of guy or whatever. But I just feel when I see people using. This poor fuck like Miyazaki, this genius, we're really cheapening this guy's artistic achievement. It's just sad. It's something sad in that for me.
Yeah, but like you said, it's just a meme, a passing fad that people are bored of by.
Yeah, and well, we can. I wonder where this goes, but.
Shall we take another piss before we?
Yeah, sure. You go take a little whizzeringus. I'll see what else I got here. If I have anything else. Oh yeah, I'll just go. Guys, speaking of great music, have you ever heard of Rectangular? I bet you guys have heard of this guy.
I traveled 1,000
This is my new
kilometers
favorite
to New York
musician.
City to do this.
Have you heard of this guy?
I am rectangular. I feel it in my bones. I am rectangular. I feel no hole, I am rectangular.
What do you guys think? I've been singing this.
I am rectangular.
I've been singing this
Feel no hole,
for weeks
I am
now.
rectangular.
But here's the thing. Wait, Liz. People know of Rectangular, but I found this is my favorite one. It's Me and Mum Kulu. I've been singing this. I've been driving my wife nuts with this one. Me and Mum Kulu. Listen to this. This one.
He's afraid to stop cause he's a radio star. His feet don't move cause he's sunk too far. He crawls the walls cause it climbs
too far from Gideon. Yeah, this is art. Look. He's too far from Gideon. Listen.
hard, but he's too far from Gideon.
He's too far from Gideon. And then also jonesing for Joshua.
He feels the edge of the hole he's in. The insulation's worn down to skin. I brought him here, but you know it don't fit in while he's jonesing for Joshua. Me and Mum Kulu.
So I'll go to my wife and I go, oh, by the way, babe, do you know who I went on a hike with? And then she goes, wait, who? And then I go, me and Mum Kulu. Nukunu and Mum Kulu. So I recommend everybody do stuff like this. This man is AI. What is happening? You don't know about Sean Stevens? By the way, also another SS head, Sean Stevens. You guys need to become Sean Stevens heads. This is one of the greatest new musicians of our time. Me and Mum Kulu is one of my favorite. A white guy. Ash, do you know about this guy? Rectangular?
He sounds awesome.
This. I am
rectangular.
Yeah, so people always go, this is like massive divorced dad energy. Yeah, he like painted his hair green. And also, look, he always says in the beginning of every song, he goes, I traveled 100 kilometers, 1,000 kilometers just to sing this song right here in Times Square. And people are theorizing he does that so he can do it as a tax write-off, right? In every video he mentions how far he traveled to be in the location he's in. To sing his song. But look at this. You never heard of Rectangular. I'm a Rectangular head. I'm just trying to promote this guy real quick to my chat here, hoping that they start listening to this guy.
I feel it in my bones. I am rectangular. I feel no hole. I am rectangular. I And you are a circle, I am rectangular. I feel no hole, I am rectangular. And you are a circle, I am rectangular. I'm a lost soul.
Hell yeah, dude. What do you think, Ash? Rectangular?
Is it based on another song? It sounds exactly like something. I can't say what it is right now, but it sounds like another song.
Probably a favorite. This is my favorite. Me and Mum Kulu. Look, I want to listen to this one more time. My favorite line is when he goes, "He's too far from Gideon."
He's afraid to stop cause he's a radio star. His feet don't move cause he's sunk too far. He crawls the walls cause it climbs too hard. But he's too far from Gideon. He feels the edge of the hole he's in. The insulation's worn down to skin. I brought him here but you know it don't fit in while he's jonesing for Joshua.
Alright, so again, I told the chat. I told the chat. I go to my wife and I say like, "Hey babe, do you know who I went to have coffee with the other day?" And she goes, "What? Who?" And I go, "Me and Mum Kulu, Nakulu and Mum Kulu."
Me and Mum Kulu, Nakula and Mum Kulu.
Yes, I highly recommend getting into this stuff. So stupid. People go, "Where do you find this weird stuff?" There is a thing happening on Instagram where like these shitty wannabe music stars that write like mediocre stuff, they get blown up because people just love the cringe. So I get a lot of this like new, like these shitty little metal bands and stuff like that. And people sort of ironically will comment and like this stuff, so it gets like propagated into the algorithm. But yeah, this is one of the better ones, Sean Stevens.
Yeah, has he got any more?
I mean, these are the greatest hits, though. Mum Kulu. Well, let's watch some more. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh look, he's in. Look, see, he travels. This is like some kind of a tax scam he's doing.
I came 10,000 kilometers for. You guys please just follow me because I'm getting sick of traveling so much. I could really use sleeping in my own bed.
I am rectangular.
You know it.
You see, he always like, you already know it. And we do, or Mum Kulu. Mum Kulu. Sean Stevens. Whoa, dude.
Yeah, I know what song you.
What are you listening to these days?
You're from now.
Do you know what I'm not?
Yeah? What is it?
It's from Book of Mormon.
Oh, really?
You know, yeah, it's
I've never seen that.
I baptized her. Find it.
Book of Mormon, I baptized her.
Yeah, it's the exact same song.
Oh wait, also this song, by the way, I highly recommend this one. Anyways, I baptized her, Book of Mormon.
Yeah. Or baptize me or something. Something about baptizing.
Oh, baptize me, hear this one.
About to do it for the first time. And I'm gonna do it with a girl. A special girl who makes my heart kind of
Not this bit, obviously.
makes my eyes kind of blur. I can't believe I'm about to baptize her. He
This
will
bit.
baptize me.
Rectangle. What is it?
His arms and he will baptize me.
Maybe, yeah.
I'm a rectangle. I'm a rectangle.
When he looks into my eyes.
All right, sure. I am rectangular, though. Get it right, please.
Not listening to.
I am rectangular.
I feel
It's the
it
exact
in
same
my
thing.
bones. I am rectangular.
Exactly the same.
I feel no hole. I am rectangular.
All right, that's enough. That's our music break. Let's get into Candace Owens real quick, because she's calling out the Goblins. Check it out. At Candace Owens. She literally says Goblins.
You are all frauds. and you're gonna get
This
exposed.
kind of
I'm telling
rules.
you one by one, you're going to get exposed because you're pissing me off now, okay? I spent all of 2024 having to fight you guys. You're like disgusting little goblins. You operate all in the dark. You lie. It's you lie like some people breathe. Genuinely, these people lie like I breathe. It's just natural. It's just like their lungs expand and a lie comes out. And there's a network of that, and Megan McCain and Ben Dominic have been a part of that network forever, okay? Everyone knows who these neocons are, who want to keep Americans drummed up, go to war. These people who can't fight the wars, they cry.
Yeah, this is sped up a little bit.
When someone points out accurately that they're clinically obese. They can't fight the wars, but your sons and daughters better fight the wars, guys.
How based is
God
this?
forbid you have a person on a platform telling you, no, this is stupid.
Do you know her new nickname, by the way?
What is it?
Candace Owens. Candace Owens. That's fucking awesome. Candace Owens. Clive Bigsby, welcome to our chat. He says, Sven, did you know that all the central banks are owned by Redacted and all the interest we pay on national debt goes straight into their tax haven? Yeah, of course. Yeah, I know that. This is her Mel Gibson moment, gullible foil
We
says.
don't need to be involved in Bibi Netanyahu's
By the way,
Middle
new
East
guys,
BS
we're trying to
expansion
rebuild
policies.
our channel.
Okay,
Please
they don't have-
hit the bell notification to know when we go live. Let's do this again. I want to hear her talk about goblins lying
all
again.
frauds. You are all frauds. And you're going to get exposed. I'm telling you one by one, you're going to get exposed because you're pissing me off now, okay? I spent all of 2024 having to fight you guys. You're like disgusting little goblins. You operate all in the dark. You lie. You lie like some people breathe. Genuinely, these people lie like I breathe. It's just natural. It's just like their lungs expand and a lie comes out. And there's a network of that, and Megan McCain and Ben Dominic have been a part of that network forever. Okay, everyone knows who these neocons are. Who want to keep Americans drummed up, go to war. These people who can't fight the wars, they cry when someone points out accurately that they're clinically obese. They can't fight the wars, but your sons and daughters better fight the wars, guys. God forbid you have a person on a platform telling you, no, this is stupid. We don't need to be involved in Bibi Netanyahu's Middle East BS and expansion policies. Okay, they don't have the people, so they want you to be the people that go die for it and are trying to marry you to those ideas in the classroom, on podcasts, via the media, and because their relationship and your trust in the media has been fractured, they now have to work on trying to fracture your trust in people like me and Tucker Carlson. This is the new vibe. He sounds like an Iranian propagandist when he says don't die in Iran. When he says that, obviously, no person should send their kids to die in the Middle East because this has been our policy, our flatline policy for the last decades, and nothing good has come of it. Literally, nothing good has come of it. They can't even pretend anything good has come of it. Look around. Look at your streets. Look at your country. Is your country cleaner? Is your country better for having fought Israel's wars for decades?
Wow. Fucking awesome.
Yes.
Based. Yeah, and again, she's going viral right now in Indonesia, all over the world. She's trending for speaking the truth. Look, so this is what she's talking about. So RFK right now under fire. And yeah, it's like blatantly obvious. This fucking guy, this is like his handler. There's many, many pictures of Rabbi Shmuley, this fucking demon goblin, running around with RFK. And yeah, he has some dirt on RFK. Apparently there's some text messages that leaked and stuff where I guess RFK was fucking an underage girl or some, it has to be something like that, right? If it's blackmailable, he probably was fucking some kid that they
provided. What Jeffrey Epstein were doing in the Mossad?
Yeah, like, that's what they all do. That's how these guys operate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Wait, do I have American Man open somewhere? Right here. Let's look at our comic real quick. We did a comic about RFK the other week. Here, this one. This was about that. So, oh yeah, by the way, you need to see the original tweet that he sent. Where is that? Oh, here, this one. Look at this. So this is what RFK said all of a sudden. Nobody knows why. Okay, so this is apparently why people were figuring, okay, this is so out of character. We didn't fucking vote for you. We voted for you to go against vaccines and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Make America healthy again. And then this guy all of a sudden posts this. He goes, anti-Semitism, like racism, is a spiritual and moral malady that sickens societies and kills people with lethalities comparable to history's most deadly plagues. So criticism of Israel now is like a plague. The deadly plague. It's another show. In recent years, the censorship and false narratives of woke cancel culture have transformed our great universities into greenhouses for this deadly and virulent pestilence. So he's equating the woke cancel culture that was created by Jews to subvert Western universities. By the way, it started really storming outside, so you might be hearing some rain right now. So the Jews that are operating, that are running our society, they create woke woke cancel culture to subvert our societies, and then it starts to bite them in the ass when the brown people in the universities start to view Palestinian brown people as being oppressed by the Jewish white ethno-state because they look a little pale in the face sometimes. And then all of a sudden there's a crackdown, okay? So then once Jews are being criticized, all of a sudden people are getting deported now. Have you seen this, Ashley? Like a bunch of these people, they were U.S. citizens, married to a U.S. citizen. They're getting deported because they did anti-Israel stuff, anti-Israel protests. So yeah.
It's crazy.
Sven is jungle comfy. Yeah, can you hear that rain? It's fucking crazy. It all of a sudden just exploded from the sky.
Yeah, I love the sound of rain though. I think it sounds cool.
Yeah, here's the thing though, because in my previous house here in Bali, the first thing that we moved into real quick, before I got situated, I had that leak. Remember that? That's why I moved to this new house. I'm traumatized. I'm traumatized. I can tell that I'm fucking traumatized because when I'm sleeping and I hear the fucking heavy rain, I'm like, oh fuck, is my equipment okay? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, is there?
You can just imagine your flat filling up with water.
Yes, because dude, like the rain here, it's insane. It falls out of the fucking sky like a fucking waterfall. You know what I'm saying? Like it hurts to walk through the rain here. But yeah, that's rectangular, man. What the fuck are you talking about? Who? Study and chill with Sven, 24/7 anti-Semitic radio with Rain ASMR. Yeah, that reminds me, by the way, there's on this channel. This used to be our backup channel. Now it's our main channel since the actual main channel got deleted. But yeah, somebody made a reference here to the something to study to. Have you guys seen my parody of that? Here, this. Lo-fi grinder noise to barely get any work done to. So yeah, you can put this on if you want.
You can some penis music in that earlier.
But you're crapping out. Your voice is kind of crackly.
I said you found some penis music as well, didn't you?
Oh yeah, penis music. Here, this is awesome.
This is my favorite song. Music.
Yeah, this is obviously penis music. Everybody knows that. But yeah, this is what I listen to on my headphones at the gym. Yeah, when I'm on the treadmill at the gym, this is what I like to listen to get my pump going. You know.
Yeah, well. It's like gym membership now.
Look at that. It's ridiculous. Anyways. What were we doing again?
Tower Builder Benjamin tipped $10.
Thank you so much.
Did you ever fix the hole in your roof?
Yeah, that was in the previous. That was in the previous house. There was a hole in my roof, and when it rained super hard, it was coming through the windowsill. You know what I'm saying? So we went to Malaysia for 2 weeks on holiday, and when we came back, because we had all the fucking doors closed and locked inside the house, there was mold everywhere and shit, which is something I didn't know happened either in a tropical climate. So now, in our new house, the upgrade house, I have like dehumidifiers in every room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, keeping everything dry as full, best you can.
Yeah, I have dehumidifiers everywhere, and of course this house is like way better. We're in a completely different area. Nusa Dua is where we are right now. Should I show you Nusa Dua? I showed you my previous area, right? Have you ever seen this?
I think so, yeah.
This is the new area.
Is it still dead humid there all the time, or are you used to it now?
Yeah, it's really humid and hot and fucking boiling. Wait, let's see. Can I see a cool travel vlog? Here, this is Nusa.
Oh yeah, I did Benjamin. I did have a hole in my roof as well. And yeah, I did get it fixed. Thanks for
your roof was collapsed. Yeah, now, of course, look, whenever you can never, when you try to find videos, you really don't get a good impression because I obviously don't live in a beach
and
resort.
lively cultural experiences.
Let's
Located on Bali's southeastern coast, this amazing area has something for everyone, from stunning sea views to top-notch amenities.
Can we just see
in
the
this
neighborhoods?
video, we'll show you the best things to do and see
It's so
in
nice
Nusa
there,
Dua,
man. It's not near your
including
house.
hidden gems, cultural sites,
yeah, this is
and
really
must-visit attractions that will make your Bali trip unforgettable. Join us as we reveal the best of Nusa
they're only
Dua's
showing like the
colorful
beaches.
from international dishes to the local culture.
Is that what you
Before we
eat every day,
continue to
like
the
fresh
next
salmon and
I've been
stuff
here.
like that?
I've been here to this Greek restaurant.
On our list, make sure to like this video
I've been here too.
and subscribe to the channel so
This is
you
like
can
a
get
little
more
mall
travel-related information through our videos. Number 8 on our list is Waterblow.
I've never been
Waterblow
here.
is an amazing natural spot in Nusa Dua, Bali, where powerful ocean waves smash into rugged rocks, causing dramatic sprays of water.
Yeah,
The
right
waves
now it's
shoot high
fucking
into
crazy,
the
the
air,
water and everything.
creating a stunning display of nature's power. It's a great place for taking incredible
Yeah, it
photos
seems so nice
if
there,
you
man.
love
Everyone's saying
dramatic
it
naps
looks sick.
across the Asia-Pacific region. The museum features a
Oh,
wide
it's
range of
expensive.
traditional and modern artworks,
Not really.
including paintings,
Oh, I haven't even been here.
sculptures, and artifacts
kinda
that
wanna check
highlight
this
the
out.
vibrant cultures and artistic heritage
I need
of
to
the
go
area.
here. I've not even
Visitors
I
can
didn't
see
even know this.
masterpieces by famous artists and learn about the cultural and
Oh, I'd like to
historical
check this out,
backgrounds
actually.
of the art pieces. Museum Pacifica.
I went to the Mask Museum. Let me show you that. That was pretty cool. It had like samurai shit and stuff in there too. Wait. Let's see if they have like a travel vlog about this. Oh. Is this interesting to people? Hear this. Here, get this. This is where I went, actually. Look at this. House of Masks and Puppets.
That looks like a great place to go.
This is really cool. Look at how awesome this place looks. Okay, shut up.
Yeah, is that like what everywhere looks like in Bali?
Yes.
It's so nice and
Yes,
fresh.
everything looks like that.
Have we been proper ripped off in the quote West?
Yeah, we have. Since the
Oh,
60s,
man.
everything went downhill.
Oh, fucking hell. Look how nice that is.
Okay, can we see the masks? Look at this. Yeah, so it goes from like naive, like super old shit, and then it goes into like, they even have like a Japan room with like samurai shit and stuff like that. This guy's just alone. This is pretty cool. Oh, there's samurai shit, I think. Boom, 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 boom. Anyways, this is more like after show type of shit because you have some show notes to get through still.
In Bali, do they proper look like a spooky looking face carved into wood?
Dude, there's literally demon statues everywhere on every road. The main road is like tons of like demon statues, like that Monkey King and stuff like that.
Why do they like demons so much? It's just like their vibe. Like,
Yeah, that's like their whole
just love
thing.
it.
Demons, demon statues. Wait, let me show you this. So we're gonna get. Oh yeah, here. This is our last little topic, and then we can watch some Bali stuff maybe. But here is some comedian stuff. Big J explains the title. Jesse, are you still here? Big J explains the title "They Them" to us.
Oh.
Look how
Good, I love
suave. So yeah, we talked about Big J's They Them special. I also talked about that with Jesse on the Pod Awful. There he is. Yeah, listen to this. I don't know if this is the time code, I think. By the way, he did a Reddit AMA, and everybody's asking him like, who do you hate the most in comedy? And every answer is like this political, unfunny, diplomatic answer. Like, no, I like it. It's like, what are you doing? Like, you can only you turn on your funny switch when you do a podcast or when you're on stage. You should have turned the funny switch on during the Reddit AMA. It's so boring. But okay, look at this.
Hold off stage. Oh.
That's good. It's the Kevin Hart being moved to the stage.
He's also jealous constantly of like Kevin Hart and of people that are doing better than him. Like there's always a lot of jealousy seeping through with Big J Oakerson for some reason. It's not a good look.
Yeah, I definitely get them vibes. He wanted to be way bigger than he's turned out, didn't he? He thought he was going to be like the next big celebrity comedian. Like,
look what he does. He paints his nails white. Like he really thinks that he's giving off like this quirky artiste type of like a wacky weirdo, like a artistic type of guy. But you just come across
on the edge of society kind of guy.
Yeah, like I'm just kind of weird. You know, I have like a red purple streak in my hair, and like this is you're not pulling this off. You have like a nose ring.
And he's like about 62 now, isn't he?
No, he's honestly like 50. He's like 50, and it's like. This is not okay anymore. This whole look is not good. I don't know what you're trying to do here, but you're not pulling it off, whatever this is.
A big first-time stage to see Kevin Hart get his due comeuppance. This is a great one. Just not a fan of crowd work. Love Big J, though.
That's so funny.
Them, they.
Here, why is this special called Them, They? Here we go.
Special related question. Ooh. Because I like to make socially inflammatory wordplay that is slightly off to defend. So it's, I believe...
He likes to make socially inflammatory wordplay that's slightly off to defend. I don't know what that means.
In what world is it even remotely controversial anymore? And it's
exactly.
Not, even
out of any topic you could have picked, out of a smorgasbord of socially taboo topics, the they-them thing is the least taboo, especially because Donald Trump signed 50 fucking executive orders banning them from existence. People don't even know what this is anymore. It's done. The topic is done. There's a big social period put behind they, them, and that's when he decides, oh my God, I'm going to be edgy here. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying?
And it's not, but even the title itself isn't controversial. If it was called I Hate They, Them, it'd be at least something. But it's just not.
No.
It's just like calling his show trans.
Yeah, okay, but I think, look, so he says something, and then maybe like, so, look, he adds to it, let's see.
I believe the correct term when used properly in the trans community is they, them. So I flipped it, and it's them, they.
Whoa, dude!
Whoa. That's subversive, man.
This is some genius level shit, dude. I bet that offends a lot of people.
I don't even think he flipped it. I think he made a mistake. I think he printed a load of flyers that said them, they. And you're like, oh shit, it's they, them.
No, look. Okay, let's just give him this. So he switched that around. What does that do? What is that? Jesse goes, is he even allowed to do? Yeah, what the fuck does that even mean, dude? Okay, let's let him talk, okay?
Also for crowd work, it's the double entendre for sure that I'm talking about them and they, the people, so.
Wow.
So why did you have to flip it round to do that? It still work.
It's a double entendre because crowd work is about them and they? Yo, dude. That's the least witty, artistic thing I've ever heard. And you probably shouldn't even, when somebody asks, you shouldn't even explain that, by the way, you know what I'm saying?
No, and it doesn't justify flipping the words around. That still makes no sense.
Yeah, you should just, especially if no thought went into it and there is no deeper meaning or anything, you should just say, listen, this is just too artistic, I can't even, you figure it out, whatever you want it to mean. Or something like that, just don't even get into it, because this, like, what the fuck was that about? Okay, but he has one more point.
You know, if you can get a few extra eyes by somebody going, you know, if they get the wrong idea of it from the title and then listen to it, I think they'll laugh.
Okay, so the other thing is if they get the wrong idea by the title of it, so he thinks by calling it them, they, he's going to attract a large LGBTQ audience to watch his comedy special, and he hopes he's going to convert them into Big J fans, which is probably the worst. That's the worst possible idea ever. If that's your marketing thing, you know what I'm saying? Oh, look, like a they, them, queer, like fucking doggy play, fetish gear, HRT tranny is on the couch. You go, oh, look, there's the next Hannah Gadsby because it's called they, them. Let's watch this. You really think they're going to enjoy your crowd work talking about black cocks? I don't think so. I don't think that's... They're expecting to be propagandized against, and it's not going to be some kind of an echo chamber type thing.
It's going to be some mediocre crowd work where he laughs at every...
You're married to the black guy? Let's hear... So that was his explanation. I want to hear the whole thing again. Oh, fuck. Look at this. What a hip, quirky artist. Come on, dude.
Big happened, so I did, whoever I picked.
This is a Johnny Depp style weirdo. What a bohemian.
Yeah,
what a punk guy.
Question the other way, but yeah, I thought the Rose was in a direction with great opportunities for him. And,
this guy doesn't play by society's rules.
No,
with that outfit.
What a gangster.
Watching during Tommy he had news basketball.
Where is it?
Thinkability. Thinkability. How much?
Did it fuck it up? Where is it?
Film for the special.
Where is it?
From the stage.
Oh, here.
This is a great one. Just not. Why is the special name?
Here we go.
Oh, special related question. Ooh. Because I like to make socially inflammatory wordplay that is slightly off to defend. So
socially inflammatory wordplay that's
slightly sentence.
I don't understand what that means. I'd like to make socially inflammatory wordplay that's slightly off to defend. I honestly
sentence means nothing.
Can I get the chat to help me out here? What the fuck does that mean? I mean it, please. I need a helpline.
This is, you know what? This might be more confusing than Tit Boy's joke.
Yeah.
This sentence means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I prefer the Tit Boy Beef Wellington joke over this, because this means nothing.
I like to make. What? Go back a second. Go back.
Okay.
To
All right. Let's try this again. Let's create a little hill.
Because I like to make socially inflammatory wordplay that is slightly off to defend. So it's I believe the correct term when used properly in the trans community is they them. So
it's the most confusing sentence.
This makes no sense to me.
Honestly, what? Can anybody explain what that's?
Please. It's socially inflammatory wordplay. First of all, there is no wordplay. If he means switching they, them to them, they. Look, dude, like everybody's been making fucking they, them jokes since 2015. You know what I'm saying? For the past decade.
Seriously.
Every possible, and way funnier, is like shit my pants self. I've seen shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, every possible, and with actual wordplay. There is no wordplay in his version. He just switched them and they around. Not even the most crazy lunatic activistic LGBTQ fanatic is going to get offended by that.
Yeah, like the mainstream acceptable edgy comedians like Dave Chappelle and Ricky Gervais, they love this topic because it's slightly edgy to a moron who thinks it's edgy, but it's really not controversial or edgy at all.
Yeah,
but they get a reputation of being edgy.
And look, and then Dave Chappelle and stuff, they actually do jokes about it in their special. Oh yeah, the T's and the D's, they don't like the F's and the G's, right? He doesn't even talk about trannies or anything.
No.
In this. Yeah, Ricky Gervais is fucking cringe. Yeah, everybody should comment under Ricky Gervais. He's constantly shitting on Christianity and Islam. It's just atheism comedy, Reddit-tier atheism comedy. But there's one of the three Abrahamic religions that never get any critique from from Ricky Gervais. That's odd. Isn't that weird?
Very,
Islam
very
and Christianity shits on that all day long, but there's one of the three that just never ever gets mentioned. It's kind of odd. Fucking boomer faggot.
Also, his latest TV show was some of the biggest piles of shit ever made. So.
What was that? Derek or whatever? I could never.
Yeah, and Afterlife. Yeah, just terrible.
Astral Eyes? I haven't even heard of that. Fuck that guy, honestly. Holy shit. Okay, so this was Big J explaining they, them. We might have to get back to this a few times. Now, there's another thing that I saw. I think I actually saw this in the BBG, and I might have to pull up a clip from there. But
oh, that's right.
Look at this. So I'm not familiar with this guy, Rick Glassman. Now, we are familiar with Mark Normand. I sometimes mistakenly say Norm MacDonald when talking about him, and I apologize, obviously, because they're incomparable, because this guy just fucking sucks. He's such a people pleaser. This Jew here, Rick Glassman, came up with a bit, okay? And he went along with it reluctantly. And honestly, actually, it's the most humiliating thing I have ever seen a comedian do. Look at this. So they're just having a conversation, and they decided to shoot a little promo, okay? Look at this.
Now, I believe you're on top.
Always.
Look, even... He goes, I believe you're on top. He goes, yeah, always. Like he doesn't know anything funny to say. Look,
no, until not that long ago,
that
women are into Tolman, and I'm wondering, is that a newer thing, or is it just newer that they're talking about it?
It's just newer they're talking about it. Women have really blossomed.
Watch for his expression.
You're on top.
Always.
Look at him.
Whoa, nice pants.
Whoa.
These are my Lauryn Hill and Sister Act 2 pants.
Oh, you're dressed like Blossom.
Okay.
Are you ready, Ashley? What do you think is going to happen, Ash? What do you think?
I assume because the comedians, they're going to simulate some gay acts for comedy.
Right? Because, yes, they don't... Comedy. Modern day comedy is they're doing gay stuff. They'll kiss each other. They'll suck on a dildo or something like that. I'll show you real quick what happens. Look at this. Look at this. It's unbelievable. Look.
Oh, my Lord.
Look at this.
All right, I think we got it.
We just lost our lease.
Look at this.
Wow.
This is like a full gay sex act that they're doing. Like,
yeah.
How
and
is
these
this
are
funny?
like we were saying, these are like 50-year-old men. They aren't like college frat idiots, like professional comedians.
Why would you degrade yourself like this?
All right, I think we got it.
We just lost our lease.
I don't know.
Why would you do this?
There's like comedic stylings inspired by like Seth Rogen style comedy, I think.
Yeah, and it's like, look, they're sitting there, like they're doing it's all this nepotistic shit. They're these New York comedians. So he just visits this guy's apartment. He does like 4 podcasts. He does Dan Soder's podcast in his apartment. You know what I'm saying? In Inglewood or whatever the fuck hipster neighborhood they're in. He doesn't even like this guy. He barely likes this Rick Glassman guy, but now he's performing like a sexual act on him. Look at this. How embarrassing is this?
Yeah. Yeah, think of that. They're not even close friends. They're just doing it because the camera's on.
3 people again.
Look at this.
Alright, so we put the dog would be licking your asshole.
What are you doing, dude? Imagine. Look at this.
They all getting into position to humiliate yourself.
This is so embarrassing to have to go through this. For what? What are you doing? You couldn't pay me like 10. I would never, ever do this.
No,
what do you want me to do?
That's right.
I'm fucking 69 you? Like, what the fuck? Why is that funny? I'm going to give you a big
came up with the idea. We both agreed to it.
Yeah, ha 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 ha, funny. I don't get it, dude. Look, guys, I'm exhausted. I haven't slept. I think we're going to wrap it up. We've been doing it for 2.5 hours. I think that's pretty good. I think next week we're going to do a Pictionary, right, Ashley?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're doing a Pictionary, so tune in for that. Please hit the like and the subscribe. Hit the bell notification if you're just tuning in for the first time. We need to grow this channel, okay? We need to get back up to, what was it? 20,000 subscribers, okay? We were at 1,000. We did go up like 100 subscribers in the past few weeks, so that's not too bad. But we need to get a lot more subscribers, so please hit the bell. And yeah, I guess that's it for us today. Ashley, do you have anything else to say?
No, I'll just keep working on my little book, and someday I'll show it to you guys.
Someday Ashley's going to show us his comic book. He has a lot more Marvel movies to get through, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, that's it, guys. Thank you so much. See you next week on Saturday. Goodbye. Jesse goes, well, we watched him end 69. Now the show's over. Yeah, I guess that wasn't really the highest note to end on, but, you know, I'm exhausted. I haven't slept. Okay? It's 7:30 a.m. I have not slept, so I got to go get some sleep. See you guys next Saturday. Goodbye.